Okay,
I do
guys.
believe it's my turn to start taking notes.
Yeah, I think it is. It might be. The notes have been created, so let's start with experience points. Brian, how are you spending yours?
I'm in a
Naked
cage.
in a cage.
No, you're not in a cage, by the way.
Okay.
Oh. Well, I still have stuff I need to get trained on, so there's nothing I can do right now.
Okay.
Escape craft. Is that a skill I can take?
Learn some new prayers while I'm in here.
Yeah. Andrew, what about you?
I'm in the same way. I've got one talent that's supernumerate and a bunch of skills that all require book learning. So I don't think I picked up any of that in the cave, unless it turns out that one of the cultists that kidnapped me, like speaks Norskin or something and can teach me.
No, unfortunately not. Okay.
I speak. No, I don't speak Norskin.
Since you got me here, can you teach me a language?
Can you teach me Beast Man?
Yeah. Jason and Sean have new characters, so I'm not even asking you guys about what you're spending your points on.
I'm assuming I'm starting at 0. I just kind of got rid of the remainder just for the sake of keeping things in order.
Well, yeah. I mean, you have the 75% of your previous pool.
I have 38 unspent.
Okay.
I have 6.25, so I'm just starting at 0.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because you can't. Everything's in tens or hundreds.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep.
You never know when those 6 are going to be worth it, though.
Well,
that 0.25.
If you're like Sean, hey, that's and your next character coming up real soon. You're gonna get 75% of that 6 1/4 just to add.
I was gonna say I don't know if I can beat going out in a blaze of magical glory though.
Yeah, that's the
most impressive death I've seen in like role playing.
That was pretty impressive. Like your blood boiled and you essentially just imploded, I guess, or rather exploded. In that case, I think.
Say, hold my beer.
Yeah. All right, so let's start. Yeah.
Are we gonna have like a week of downtime or something? Like coming up to learn
things? Not, because we are starting almost right after the fight. But the good news is that you guys do have your gear. I mean, Wrenthar and Snorri, or whatever your name is.
Snorri. The dwarf.
Snorri, yeah. Yeah, I know. At one point, the characters come and go so fast that it's not even worth remembering the names. No, just kidding. Of course. Sorry, Andrew. I just didn't remember your character's name. And
that's absolutely all right.
And I only remember Brian's character name because his name is kinda strange. Well, Wrenthar. I've never heard that name before, so yeah. Okay.
I was going for something kind of like Scandinavian sounding, and then adding a little bit of chaos to it,
Yeah, that's what
like
it
some
sounds
barbarianness.
like. It's like some Norscan shit. Okay. So anyway, Wrenthar and Snorri.
Yes.
You felt, aside from pain, of course, pain and agony and the knowledge that two of your comrades have fallen right next to you. You felt that you are being dragged, like across the mud and and the earth and some rather unpleasant and hard stones by the vile cultists who were speaking to each other in their foul language, Reichspiel, but even so, you didn't. Yeah.
Wait, are you playing a dwarf? Their foul language, Reichspiel?
Sorry, in a foul way, that I should say. They were speaking in Reichspiel, but fortunately for you, you were just too numb and too out of action to actually understand almost anything that they were saying. Probably something about sacrificing you to their vile gods and making your life even more miserable. So you were dropping in and out of consciousness, and at one point you went out completely. the world turned black, and you didn't feel anything anymore. You came back to your senses when someone tried to give you something to drink, while also putting a damp, cold blanket or a piece of cloth on your foreheads. You're taking a few gulps of a very thin wine mixed with herbs. You, of course, begin to cough. Steady them! You can hear. Be careful! You'll kill them! Nah, I know what I'm doing. Stuff like that. You can also smell something. Aside from the wine, of course, you can smell people. People right next to you, but this is not the horrible stench of the cultists. This is the honest stench of someone living in the woods. That's the different kind of stench, the less unpleasant. Aside from that, you can also smell something cooking. Can you smell what's cooking in the forest? Bet you can. Because it's meat. Boiled meat with some vegetables. And after a few seconds of coming to your senses, you open your eyes and you see that you are laying on the ground. In the middle of the forest, there are trees around you so thick that you can't almost see, what's behind the nearest bark, ancient bark. You are laying under blankets. There's a small fire burning in the middle, and on the fire, some kind of stew is boiling. The space here is extremely small, and there are a total of 7 people here. There's 2 of you, Wrenthar and Snorri. There are 3 men who look like grizzled hunters and trappers. You can see from their mannerisms and the way that they handle themselves that they are quite comfortable in the forest. 2 of them have brown hair and eyes, and 1 of them has red hair and green eyes. They all of course wear soft leathers, brown cloaks. Their longbows and quivers are slung over their shoulders next to their backpacks. And they are also armed with small axes and of course daggers. They look like imperial hunters, woodsmen, rangers, stuff like that. 2 of them are trying to, not feed you, but give you some wine with the mixed with herbs. The men are honest in their tries, but it's clear that they are not accustomed to things like that, and most of the wine is just dripping over your birds and under under your shirts. That said, they are clearly taking care of you. The last 2 men are rather they don't really fit the big picture because they are quite different. First man, Jason, describe yourself.
Well, he's clearly from Estonia. He has the dark,
Estalia,
longer hair. Estalia, dark, longer hair to his shoulder, and well-groomed facial hair, kind of eccentrically mumbling to the person next to him. You notice he's rather well dressed in comparison to everybody else. And then I guess that's really about it until you start talking to him, I guess. You could clearly tell that he's accented.
How are you looking exactly when it comes to gear?
Well, a lot of it's covered, but you can notice that he has a rather large sword, which was not uncommon for certain professions in Estalia.
Okay. Well, I mean, the rest of you don't even know where Stalia is, or honestly what it is, but you can see that this man is clearly not from around here. He's a foreigner, an outlander, one might say. How old are you? Remind me, please.
He looks to be about 40.
So you're quite old for the standards of the old world. All right.
Rather gaunt face.
Yeah.
Donkey lady.
Gaunt face, but not pale. He has this dusky complexion. All right, and the next man, Sean, please describe yourself.
So he is fairly tall, blonde, long blonde hair and beard. He has kind of a baby face, chubby cheeks. Doesn't seem to go away, but the rest of him seems pretty lean. Fairly young, about 20. And he's dressed in mail with bits of wolf fur hanging off of him, and a great sword strapped to his back. And you can see that he has some symbols of Ulrich, a religious symbol hanging around his neck.
Yeah. Wrenthar and Snorri, you can speak, you can even sit. Whatever this man gave you, I mean the wine, clearly energized you, and you also see that your wounds have been mostly treated. Both of you are on half of your hit points if you were heavily wounded or lightly wounded. So, and if you have more than half right now, then add 4 hit points to your character sheets.
So round up or round down.
I had 1.
So you are on half of your hit points, Brian.
Round up or round down. I was on 1 and I have 17.
Normally you always round down, but let's say in this case round up. I'm serious.
Thank you.
Okay.
And
I mean, I didn't have a problem asking.
Sorry, Brian.
We have all of our belongings and everything.
Yeah, you have all of your belongings. That said, I do remember, Wrenthar, that I think your mail has been damaged previously, right?
I recorded it. My head.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you have 1 less armor point on your head, and Snorri...
It's not reflecting in my I update it on the bottom of the sheet, and it's not updating on my defenses. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I know. Because you should update it in the upper portion of it, I think. When you open it, there's the... Wait, why can I...
Yeah, the character sheet. I think
Yeah.
a lot of those things are not linked.
Yeah, character sheet, you go to defenses, which is right under health, at the top of the character sheet, and there you have your head, body, arms, and legs, and you just you can change it there.
It won't let me change that though. I think.
Oh, it won't?
Yeah.
So
well, wait. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So just
when
change
I put
it.
the cursor over that number, it's like a little bar that won't let me do anything.
Yeah, you're right.
I've done
Yeah.
it. I've done it because the mail has been
Okay,
checked.
cool.
Because it automatically, I think, fills. If you check, for example, leather and mail, then it automatically counts it as free. And if you
So I'm down to leather basically on the head.
Yeah, that's it. If you uncheck the mail, it's like 1. Okay, cool. Yeah, so aside from that, you have everything. I think that Snorri, you also didn't lose anything. I don't think you even have any kind of armor, right?
No, I have leather armor, and I lost the head.
Okay, so in your case,
the leather helmet. So
leather helmet is
yeah.
I want to take a moment to just look around. I'm like clearly disoriented. Is this part of the woods like? Does it look the same as where we were before?
Yeah, it's clearly Drakwald, one of the most dangerous forests in the Empire. You can.
So I have no frame of reference of how far away I was dragged or anything.
No, you don't know. It could have been very well, through the entire forest, or maybe just like few meters from where you were before. The man who's standing to you says, Anden, look! They're alive! The ranger with red hair and green eyes looks at you. You were very lucky, mein Eren. We're just in the vicinity of Rurov, hunting the game. When we've heard voices, nasty voices, and someone dragging something big through the forest. Me and Rupert and Trent here, and he points to the brown-haired rangers, we've decided to investigate, and well, we saw these things, because they clearly weren't men, taking you somewhere to... you see that he hesitated. Taking you somewhere. We've let loose with our arrows, we've slayed the cultists, and took you in to our encampment. You were very lucky indeed.
I nod with gratitude, but I'm still like gathering my bearings. I'm just kind of like.
We've also patched you up as best as we could. Are these your friends, Signor Francisco? He addresses you, Jason, of course.
Trying to think. Do I?
He looks at you expectantly.
Andy, did you ever add me to a background story or anything?
No.
Okay.
No. I thought that was I was going to discuss it with you when for that first game, and then you weren't able to make it. So
Right.
I just did it off.
All right. No, I do not recognize this dwarf or human. No, I've been traveling alone for a while. I told you that. I kind of glare at you.
He is like, perhaps, kind of forgot.
Maybe it's this other guy. What's your name? I look at Sean's character.
The other two people, when you said that, the other guy just look at you with these hard faces. Show some respect, sir. This here is a man of faith.
Oh, all respect to him. I just do not know him.
Herr Königswald, says Anden, looking at you, Sean. Maybe
Yes.
you know this man. They are clearly not from around here, just as you and Herr Francisco, I mean Signor Francisco. So,
I do not know them, but I sense their presence in the winds of magic.
when you said that the Free Rangers made the signs, you don't know of which god, honestly.
Snorri winces when he hears talk of magic.
Yeah.
I lean back like he's about to explode.
Well, says Anden, after making the sign, which by the way, out of game is the sign of Tau. In that case, we've taken care of you as best as we could. Her dwarf and her priest, I believe, priest of Sigmar.
Aye, manlings, you have.
But
Thank you for saving us.
we need to pack the camp and leave. We've stayed here for too long already. You can travel with us. We are making our way towards Stalheim. But if you don't want to follow us, then well, we can only wish you best of luck, and this is where we part ways. Perhaps these two fine fellows, and he points at Otto and Francisco, might accompany you. You know, in Drakwald it's always best to travel in a bigger group. Oh, by the way, before we've killed the cultists, we've heard them talking about slaying, I believe, your comrades. Unfortunately, we didn't. I mean, we won't be coming back to Rurov to bury them, just so you know. There may be more of them there. We can't risk it. I'm sorry.
Aye. How many days has it been since you found us?
Only a day, really. Senor Francisco and her Otto have been staying in this camp with us for a while now. They've well, it's a long story. I'm sure they will tell you one day if they wish to do so.
Oh, yes, perhaps we are overstaying our welcome a bit. Talibgland, no, not really interested.
Yes.
Would you fellows accept a blessing as a sign of my gratitude for saving us?
Of course, sir. We are mainly Talites, but we also venerate Sigmar and Ulrich, and of course the mother goddess Raya. We will be glad to receive a blessing from you, Father.
For all the evils in this woods, you may certainly have Sigmar's blessing. And so, I stand up and I make the sign of the hammer, and I say some things in Khazalid and Reichspiel, and
yeah. They've knelt to receive your blessing. By the way, you can see that these men are pious and they are very serious about such things. They've also thanked you from the bottom of their hearts. And after that, after you've eaten the meager meal, because the pot was very small and there are 7 of you, so there's really not much of the stew for all of you, but of course the men shared their food with you without any without a amount of hesitation. They were packing things when Anden, who is probably the leader of the group, it's almost as he just wanted to leave, but he hesitated, turned around and said to you, Snorri, and spoke to you, Snorri, and to you, Wrenthar. Myneren, those men that were dragging you through the woods, well, men and women, they were dragging you in a very in a certain direction, and we've heard before we've killed them, aside from them bragging about killing 2 of your friends, we've heard about the place that they were supposed to take you to. Villa Han. Now, I don't know, you do seem like people who do this kind of thing for a living. The adventurers, I believe you are called.
What is this place?
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Sir, I can point you to the place. We won't take you there. No chance. This place is evil, cursed. Sickness abounds there, and the trees are sick. Dark magic, dark powers are afoot in Villa Han ever since the youngest son killed his entire family. I advise you to stay away, but somehow I know that you probably won't listen to me. He looks at you with hope that you maybe not decide to go there.
Yeah, FYI, that's where we were heading to when we got jumped by them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that Otto knows anything about that.
Yeah. Well,
So I'm gonna tighten my grips on my hammer and just nod as he's talking to me.
very well. It's
Snorri. Yeah, Snorri. So first off, earlier Snorri wanted to make sure to ask their name so he could remember that because a dwarf needs to know everybody he owes debts to. But you don't need to actually give me the names. It's in character. That's what he would do. As they're leaving, he also wants to give him a few shillings because he doesn't have much left, but to pay for the food.
They accept the money, but not all of them. They say, they thank you like I said, they thank you sincerely, but say that every true worshipper of Tao would do the same. They would just not leave people in the woods to the mercy of vile men and women, or to the beasts. But they do accept a few shillings, but only a few.
Okay. And what was the name of the place they were dragging us to? Or how do you spell it, I should say?
I'm going to type it. Here, of course, H should be capital because it's it's after a name, from a name. I mean. In that case, father says, says Anden, the Han house. It's nearly a week of travel from here towards Wolfenburg.
Right. So we believe that's Ruprecht's house.
Yeah,
right.
but I mean, you don't know that unless you've included this into your story somehow.
No. I don't know it. That's why I was getting at with the magical sensed stuff. I sensed there was something going on here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Out of character, yes. This is supposedly Ruprecht's place.
Yeah.
If you go right there, and he essentially, just tells you how to approach this place, you eventually come upon a stone bridge, which will take you to the other side. And then, not far from there, is the place. Is Villa Han. Evil lives there. Evil of the vilest kind. Even before the storm, sir. I hope that it won't find you. And with that,
evil killed our friends, so we must find it.
Debt to be paid.
Anden just, nods his head. He sees that it's clear to him that he won't, be able to change your mind. He says his farewells to you all, and then, together with his men, they just disappear in between the trees, as if they were never here.
May the twin-tailed comet guide your way.
Thank you, you can hear, just as they are leaving. You are left alone with Otto and Francisco.
I'm gonna look at him and kind of fold my arms. And
So, where is your destination?
I'm afraid we're heading directly into danger, my friend.
This whole forest is full of danger. These northern lands are a mess.
Well, we could certainly use your help where we're going if it makes no difference to you where you are in this forest.
Well,
Go ahead.
Well, if we find our way out of this forest any quicker, that'd be a benefit. I sure as heck am not going to Talabak land. That's the other side of the world. So I'll help you if you help me out of this woods.
I look at what's your character's name, Sean?
Otto.
Otto. I
like
look
to
at
get
Otto.
Blotto.
Isn't Otto Coningswald the character from The Enemy Within?
I have no idea. It was just randomly generated for me.
I think
Yeah.
there was some Königswald fellow. I am running the Enemy Within right now, and yeah, I do remember this this name.
Yeah, aren't they from like Death on the Reich?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the mutant family
Yeah.
or something like that.
The
We're
Königswald.
the Midland
That's such a good campaign.
Königswalds.
Yeah, the Enemy Within is pretty solid. True. It has its weaknesses, unfortunately. Well, anyway. Yeah.
Yes. So Otto says, I have sensed an evil presence in the area, and like Ulrich, I am venturing forth to defeat it.
Ah, yes, he's been sensing all kinds of things since we met. Sure, it helps me feel a little more comfortable to have a straight-minded dwarf in the company.
Okay, dude, your accent is going insane.
I love it.
I'm focusing it in.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. It's just you hit a new one there, and you hit a Yorkshire accent, and all of a sudden it's it's like the fourth different one I've heard. And so-
I just need
Like
to
Christian
watch.
Bale having a breakdown.
So
I need to watch like the Three Musketeers for like
I
just need to have it running in the background or something.
I just found out Christian Bale was Welsh like last week. I didn't realize he wasn't.
Seriously?
American. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Well, I mean, so the next time we meet, I will not fail. I will go up to the six-fingered man and say, "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die." That was the best not Spaniard thing I ever saw, in Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Welshman, Spanishman speaks.
Yep.
Well,
Maybe his
should
mother
go
was
for-
maybe his mother was from Albion. Who knows?
there's a little bit of Liverpool in there too.
He's very
Oh,
well
mate.
traveled.
What's cooking, eh?
I was gonna say, like, was it George Hamilton and Zorro the Gay Blade?
Oh. Okay.
Unlike other Robin Hoods, I can speak with an English accent.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay. So yeah.
that's a good one.
So you are standing in the middle of the Drakwald. You have the directions needed to reach Villahan. My question is, are we going there? Because if not, then this will be the shortest game in our history of playing together. Because I haven't
You
yet
men have
prepared the
any,
next chapter.
Equipment or
They left you with a few rations. By the way, the rations will last you. Let's say that the rations will last you about 6-7 days.
no healing droughts or anything like that.
No.
Okay.
They're gonna help us, but not help us that much.
Yeah, that's
I think they would probably need those.
yeah.
Actually,
Well,
We were traveling quite light to be.
that's a good question because I have the healing skill,
Yeah,
but also a healing spell. So I don't know if
you can.
are we at the
You can.
Ooh,
heal,
I do too. I'm a freaking priest. What am I talking about?
you can heal them. Yeah, you can try and heal them, of course. Remember just that each person can be healed only once per day.
right?
And as for spells, Sean, this you're not a magician, you're a priest. These
Right.
spells come from your god, so
Right.
I don't know if Ulrich would be happy that you are essentially, treating complete strangers that weren't tested in battle just yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, so that's what
Out
I
of
was
character, I can heal myself. I just haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
So that might be more appropriate.
Although
Well, and he can also use the heal skill though. He doesn't have to use the
yeah, of
prayer.
course. But if you
Right.
don't have bandages, and I don't think that you do, then
No, I
you only heal for like you roll the heal test, you roll the amount of damage that you've healed, and then you halve them. Because if you don't
Okay.
have the bandages, it's not that easy, unfortunately.
Well, shall we try that, fellas, or
Why
do you
not?
want to just say that they're healed and that's it already? I mean, from the previous.
No,
stuff.
no. You can heal them more because they were
Okay.
healed.
Yeah.
Previous.
I'll
And
give
I
it
think we're gonna need it where we're going.
Okay, I will give it a shot. Let me just.
Now,
Okay.
I also have the heal skill. Is there any way I can kind of assist to give him a slight
Ooh.
bonus?
Yeah, you can. You can give him a plus 10%.
Okay.
Okay, what's your heal skill? Mine's 58.
Oh, mine's not. What's the? Is it intelligence?
Intelligence, I think.
Yeah, then you're higher than me.
Okay. All right. So
Who are you healing first?
I'll heal the fellow priest first.
The fellow priest of Sigmar. Very well.
Well, yeah. Even though Sigmar's not a real god, I mean.
Of course, he's not. All right.
Ulrich and Sigmar
Whoa.
fight the same ruinous powers.
Whoops. I heal him with the edge of a dagger.
No, you've applied, some basic healing to him, but for now you see that you won't be able to do him any good.
Then I try on the dwarf. Wow, that's a really shitty roll. Oh man! All right. Well,
Same with the dwarf. Even with plus 10%, unfortunately.
here's some healing dung.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Rub
you've
that in
used
there.
you've used a few, scraps of cloth, stuff like that, but you saw that the huntsmen, they did a better job than you, honestly, before.
Yeah.
So that's why you
Stick some trash in it.
that's why you probably can't do anything more.
Sounds
So
right.
yeah.
Sorry, guys. I tried.
Some good dwarven ale is all I need to heal me.
So I presume that you guys just set off towards the direction of Wolfenburg, the destroyed capital of Ostland, right next to which lies the dreaded Villa Han.
I thought we'd head out to Karazakarak.
Okay.
Can I try to heal me and Snorri?
Because you've already been healed today.
Oh, like the healing hand spell.
Oh, by the spell.
Or,
Okay, yeah, sure.
prayer.
Yeah, sure. In that case, first roll for channeling, of course.
Channeling.
Nice, that's a botch.
Okay, I'm gonna use a luck.
First luck goes.
And how much luck do I actually have these days?
2 left, I think. You've lost 2 fate points previously.
I only have 1 fate point right now, so unless I have lucky, that's it for the day.
Yeah, no, that's it for the game.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. So you're out of luck. I don't know if you're lucky or not. It's
No, I don't have lucky as a
okay.
skill. I'm it anyway.
Okay. You've begun to channel to chant a prayer to Sigmar to channel his power, but for a few seconds you've almost felt as if this isn't worth it. But then you've regained your conviction. You spoke the prayer, and you've unleashed the power of Sigmar upon your body. Roll for the spell.
I'm gonna do because I think when a dwarf is in need, I'm supposed to assist them first.
So you're trying to heal him first, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So
thank you.
Is, casting 12. So I'm gonna use 2 dice for that.
okay.
That's 2d10.
Yeah. No.
Oh.
You've unleashed. Well, you wanted to unleash the power of Sigmar, but nothing happened. Otto and Francisco, you saw that the Sigmarite priest, who looks really strange, by the way, began to chant, then thrust his hands towards the dwarf, and nothing happened.
So
Yeah, I have like a leather glove on one hand as I do that.
So how do they look? Like injury-wise?
They are pretty battered, but they've been bandaged, and they can walk. Their heads took some beating. You see that the armor that they have on their heads had been torn, and is in a rather poor condition, but they can still walk. They can still fight.
Francisco says, "What kind of danger are you expecting to get into in the state that you guys are in?" He's kind of narrow-eyeing them, like
All the danger.
The kind that almost killed us
danger.
until you came along.
Honestly, what's funny, Snorri has no idea. So he's gonna have to look at Wrenthar, who's the last person that actually knows why we're there.
What do you mean you have no idea?
They kept a lot of stuff secret from Snorri. Snorri was there to get to that town to establish some market connections.
To Wolfenburg,
And decide-
yeah.
Yeah.
You're the only one, Wrenthar, who knows about Carl right now, and about
And that's my
Ruprecht,
motivation for getting there, yeah.
and about Ruprecht. So just saying.
You might want to share that info.
Yeah, well, it's up to you.
Yeah,
Francisco looks between the dwarf and this priestess Sigmar.
I'm gonna sit everybody down and
Come on, circle it up.
You sit around the burned-out campfire, okay. And?
I'm gonna tell them everything I know back to my dreams in on Nordland.
Okay. So it takes him about an hour of exposition, which I'm not going to repeat here.
Yeah.
But you guys essentially know everything what happened ever since Wrenthar joined the party back in the forest, where you've met the Inquisitor and his, and his bad boy, and right after Sally died, you've heard everything about Karl, you've heard about Altdorf and what happened there. You've learned about Leopold, you've learned about the travel to Rurov. You've even learned about the quest from from the man who lost his son, Gerhard Dietrich. Even this kind of details. So all of you are up to date on everything.
Jason, what's your character's name?
Francisco.
Francisco.
Sorry, Francisco. Yeah, no, not Francisco. Francisco. Yeah. So it's quite a lot of stuff to take in, but now you know, and knowing is half the battle.
Yeah.
Go, Joe.
Francisco's like,
Ooh,
whoa,
did you
whoa.
see the new 6-inch G.I. Joe action figures they announced yesterday?
Unfortunately not yet.
Oh yeah, they're pretty cool.
Okay.
Sorry.
I tell you, gentlemen, all this because I'm the last one that survives, that knows, and I fear I might be next.
Well, then who's going to take me to Altdorf?
I tell the story all over again.
Yeah.
As in if you were to die.
Well, it sounds like once we clear up this matter of the false prophet, all roads will lead back to Altdorf.
Who does he spit when he says the false prophet?
No.
I don't know if this child is a pawn or if this child is some spawn from the Chaos Wastes, but I must see again for myself. Without the influence of this magic artifact.
And you intend to end him? This child?
I say yes, but I sound unsure as I say.
Yeah.
Yes? Maybe.
Yeah, I see that Wrenthar is kind of conflicted about what's going on, what's happening, stuff like that. You've also learned about the necklace of unfailing loyalty, which is supposed to bind the child to this Ruprecht, who's probably the leader of the cultists that tried to kidnap Wrenthar and Snorri after killing their friends. So you know. And supposedly his estate is not far from here. Well, it's like a week from here, but that's actually pretty close when it comes to the old world.
Yeah.
Is it dark out or?
It's always dark in Drakwald. It's gloomy.
That's your other
As
blog.
opposed to Philadelphia, where it's always sunny.
Well,
It's like
shall we be on our way before the forest gets any darker?
What is your profession, Stallion?
Well, I used to guard a manor until my lord got into some political strife with a neighbor, and well, as a house falls, often does the servants, and I was given great advice to hit the road, for if I show my face in that territory again, might be a price on my head.
Oh, damn.
So, to the north I go, looking for work.
I just tried punking you out real quick and failed. Like, I wanted to see you go for your sword and see how you would fight. Like, you know what I mean? I just kind of walked at you real quick.
And so I just kind of ignored you as I continued my story.
So, like, I I cut to the chase then. That like, no man. I mean, how do you fight? Like,
Oh. Well, you notice when Francisco talks, he's using his hand gestures and he's kind of looking around as he's very kind of animated. Oh, how do I fight? Well,
with a sword, fool.
yes, with my montante. Again, it's the sword masters trained me to be a bodyguard, not so much a battlefield profession. So
like out of character, I'm just trying to find like a dungeon crawl order. Like, you know what I mean? Like what the new dynamic is, because I don't know what you guys do.
Well, I think the doctrine of my practice is more of a deterrent. I use my sword play to keep the adversaries away in order for additional help to arrive, because we don't often travel in large packs. It's just usually me and my charge. Beyond that, I am only there to delay, and then when help arrives, then it's usually it's now their charge. So, but that's a long story, and I could go into it, but yes, it's
lightly armored or.
I assume we're walking during all of this, right?
Yes. You've set out towards Villahan. Yeah.
You can see beyond his. It's well kept, common clothes, but you do see hints of mail underneath fabric cloths, and you see like a mail cap underneath a more decorative cap.
He looks like man from Del Monte. I don't know if you guys know this. Send you later the advertisement. Yes, but you see that the Estalian is certainly quite.
He talks.
He looks quite flashy. Let's just say. He looks well kept. This is clearly a man who, to whom his look is rather important.
And how does the devotee of Ulrich fight?
Ooh, that's a question.
Well, he.
Hold on just a second. I'll be right back. You guys keep talking.
All right. Well, he's
no, I'm just
tall,
kidding.
but wiry. But he's fully armored and has a big honking greatsword on his back. And he says, "Yes, I've been on a mission in Kislev, continuing my study of tactics and smashing the foes of Ulrich wherever they may be."
Could you two hold the front line?
It would be the only place I would feel comfortable.
Well,
as we know, Ulrich always led from the front. And there's no greater place to be than in battle.
Well, if you were to ask me, the safest place to be when I'm swinging my sword is directly behind me. If not behind me, you might catch a backswing, if I can say that. I focus on the enemy, and again, it's a very, very colorful display of swordsmanship. So it is not uncommon that somebody not watching what they're doing walks in the way, and I cannot have my eyes everywhere. So
I look at and say that like whatever plunder's there, you guys could split it like amongst the three of you.
Plunder.
Sorry, my son was just offering me something weird to eat.
Questionable.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Wait,
Okay.
who was trying to intimidate?
No, I don't think anyone tried to intimidate anyone.
Oh no,
Oh.
I like stepped at Francisco really fast to see if like how he would go for his sword, but I failed, so he just kind of looked at me funny.
Oh, is that what?
He totally ignored you. Like he just kept like you weren't even there. He just
He like
kept
didn't even
walking.
notice.
No, he didn't. He like you tripped.
Are you okay, fella?
Like, do you have a facial tick?
He's touched.
You know the wrong places. Okay. Yeah, so you have a week to get to know each other rather well. To learn your quirks and your mannerisms, to learn a bit more about yourselves. And the further you go through the Drakwald, which is filled to the brim with dangers and monstrosities too horrible to be even mentioned, the more you think that perhaps you'll never see a civilized lands ever again. About 6 days into the trek, you come upon the ruined remains of a stone bridge. Yeah, there was supposed to be a stone bridge, but the storm of chaos happened, and now it's in ruins. The river stretches some 20 yards across, and you see that it is slow moving, with clumps of green algae gathering on the shores. You think that you might be able to cross it.
Does it look deep?
No, not really. You see that the current is not strong. That said, you see that this green algae gathering on the shores is rather unpleasant to look at.
Does it look?
This water is
what?
not blessed by Manon.
Sorry, come again, Snorri?
Yeah. Snorri mutters about not liking the look of the algae, and also
Snorri.
pointing out that he's very short.
Yeah. Francisco says that this water has not seen the blessing of Manon and looks decrepit. Kind of sneers at it. Doesn't want to get in it.
The rest of you? You know that if you won't cross it here, you have to find a safe crossing, probably upstream.
Snorri's fine with that.
Otto says, "Wait here for a second. Let me probe this scum with the tip of my sword." And he draws his long sword and goes to the edge of the river.
Okay. What about you, Wrenthar?
I kind of want to examine, because there's still stone supports there, presumably, right?
Yes.
Like, how far apart are they from each other?
I don't know. Why are you asking?
Is there a way to like climb across or like jump across those, like lay like a log or something from one to the other? And...
No way.
Okay.
The bridge is too heavily destroyed to do something like that, unfortunately.
Okay.
The forces of chaos have been thorough with it. All right, Otto, you approach the. Now you can also smell foul-smelling water.
Oh yeah. Snorri also makes a remark about that's a human-made bridge for you.
All right.
Dwarf bridge would still be standing.
Of course.
That's right.
You draw your sword and you put the tip into the water.
Mm.
You take it out.
Just a tip.
Just the tip, yes.
Just yeah.
You pull it out just in time. And well, it's covered in stinking muck. Well, it's not corroding or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's kind of disgusting. And
that's not helping the joke.
yeah, it's.
All right. Well, I'm just sort of probing the shore. Just.
Yeah, it smells of Pangan cheese, honestly.
Yeah. And I scan the opposite bank to see if I can see anything
No, you
odd
don't. You don't see anything odd. You see trees because you're in the middle of a forest.
All right.
Trees on this side, trees on the other side. There are strange sounds coming from all around you. You know, birds, but not the nice kind of birds sing. There are some sounds, perhaps of wolves. There's a bear, you know, roaring in the distance, or maybe it's a beastman. You don't really know. Drakwald is not a nice place, even though you've put up, you know, watches every night. You felt that if something would attack you in the middle of the night, that would be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Francisco
Do we go
would be.
upstream or downstream?
So, I just have a quick question. Sort of. I don't think this is what my spells are sort of ice themed.
Yeah.
But I have the distinct impression that I wouldn't be able to cast one and freeze the river so that we could walk across.
Well, you can always get your spell ready and let it go.
Oh my god. No.
I'm changing my name to Olaf.
No. No, in all seriousness, Sean, I don't think you have any kind of spell which would be able to do that. Kislev Ice Magic has this kind of power. There is a spell which can freeze water there, but I don't think that Hurricanes have it.
No, I mean none of them say that specifically. They're all like, I blast you with cold fire kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, you won't be able to do this.
Bummer. Well, anyway, it was nice to pretend that I could do that. If you gentlemen want to go across here, I think we can. Do any of you swim? I learned to swim as a boy.
Yes.
Us Dorblenders all know how to swim.
I'm a dwarf. Do you think I know how to swim? Manlings.
As you were abusing your sword, sticking it into the river, how deep did you find it?
I was just poking through the muck. I didn't go out into the center of the river, so I don't know how deep it is.
Do we have rope? Something we can tether to?
I don't know. You have rope?
I do not.
That's what
Don't think
Francisco
so.
is asking.
I've got 2 sets of stormproof matches.
So it sounds like we don't have any rope.
Francisco is going to kind of look into the trees and see if there's any large vines or something that...
No. The winter is ending. There are no vines here. Sorry.
I think the question is, do we go upstream or downstream? Like, because none of us want to cross here. It seems like.
Yeah. Well,
You guess
so
that
Otto says,
that upstream.
Otto says that we don't really know our way around here. I'd be reluctant to cross someplace other if this looks. I mean, other than the muck, it doesn't look bad.
Well, don't they say that when the water gets shallower, the water gets faster? Do you hear any rapids, either downriver or upriver? And then
Do we have a listening skill?
Francisco.
No, you don't hear anything from here.
Okay.
You wouldn't be able to hear stuff like that from. I mean, you would have to check it, either going downstream or upstream. You think you can cross normally here? It wouldn't be a problem, just so you know.
My suggestion is we just cross here and we hold our noses at the muck.
I'm gonna say a prayer to Sigmar and then pull my robes up and start walking out again.
He pulls his robes up, and you know,
And you see his
and something comes
his
down.
lace stockings.
It's
You
like,
see his socks pulled all the way up with his shirt stays clipped into his socks.
For some reason, I just get images of the flying nun at this point. But you know. Little Sally Field action.
yeah. So, are you crossing here?
Yes.
Okay.
It sounds like it.
Sword drawn, wading through the muck.
All right. Like I said, crossing the river wasn't too dangerous because the current is not strong enough to carry you downstream. But the water is choked with this horrible algae, and it stinks so bad. Now, every one of you, starting with Brian, make a toughness test. Brian,
Yes.
roll toughness.
Now, if Brian's going first, is this a toughness test that is like apparent, like he's in pain or something,
No,
to where
no,
the people who haven't gone would?
Of course not.
I suspect it's related to the stench.
The
No.
disease.
All right.
That's what I'm afraid of.
You've crossed Wrenthar without any problems. Now, Andrew. You have luck?
Might slip in it or something.
I do, but
Just ask.
I know we're going into battle. I think there's a good chance we're gonna go fight somebody. So I'd rather hold on to that. My
Okay.
luck.
Jason. Francisco.
All right.
Francisco is crossing. Roll for toughness.
All right.
Quick draw.
Oof. I will use a luck.
First luck goes.
Nope.
Okay.
And fails.
And finally, we have Otto.
Would this be a resist disease roll?
Maybe. I can tell
Because
you.
I have the resist disease talent.
I can
Just
tell you.
saying.
I think I fucked up one of my rolls earlier. That I want to talk to you about in a second. Like,
Okay.
yeah, go ahead and finish this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You've passed. Which roll, Brian?
So I have meditation. I was just looking for my talents. It says bonus to casting roll equal to magic.
After you
I was off by
after,
one on the.
after you meditate.
Oh, okay.
After you.
How does that work?
You spend
like an hour?
you spend an X amount of time meditating, and then you have a bonus. It doesn't
Okay.
just gives you automatic bonus. You have to spend some time, just like Knights of the Grey or Bretonnian Knights also have to pray before the battle to actually get the bonuses to combat.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. So Jason didn't pass, and Andrew didn't pass. Okay. So I'm going to note later. All right.
I did not pass.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. You've crossed the river here. It was, like I said, a very unpleasant experience. A very unpleasant experience indeed. You are all covered from your, only Snorri from waist down. The rest of you practically only from your, knees down in this horrible, stinking, disgusting, muck. But you're on the other side, and you continue your travels towards Villa Han. Now, that said, you still have 1 day left to reach it, so I want first Andy to roll me toughness test. Okay, now I want Jason to roll me a toughness test. Okay, nice.
Nice.
Okay.
So I have Narwhal's Rot again.
Both of you, I mean Francisco and Snorri, you've begun to cough and sneeze the next day after crossing the river. It looks like you've just caught a cold. A rather unpleasant cold. But you're not feeling too bad.
Can I meditate when I wake up in the morning? I just want to have that ready.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You meditate, but I don't remember if meditation just gives you this bonus for like a whole day, just so you know. I'm going to quickly check it.
Yeah, I didn't take meditate yet. I don't know.
It only gives you bonus to ritual magic.
Oh,
to
shit.
ritual magic.
Yeah, to casting rituals, not for normal magic.
So in my case, does that work? Like for these
No.
rituals?
No,
No.
rituals.
Okay.
Rituals are
Yeah.
rituals. Rituals are, for example, when you want to consecrate a site, or if you're a demonologist, if you want to summon demons, stuff like that. But casting
Yeah.
normal magic is not a ritual. It's just normal spells. So unfortunately, unless you want to cast a ritual, meditation won't give you any bonuses. That said, of course, it is very fluffy for a priest to meditate in the morning. So, you know, you can still do that for those nice roleplay benefits. Anyway, the next day, after nearly a week of travel, up, well, not really a road, but you can say that it was a road, up the lonely road to Wolfenburg, you come upon a small, weed-choked path that eventually leads to an old, sagging estate.
Over the course of the week, any wounds recovered?
A single one, for those of you who were heavily wounded.
What's heavily wounded?
Below 4.
Okay.
Those who were lightly wounded recovered 2 wounds for this
Okay.
week.
How are they looking? Because
Well, not good.
how does the dwarf look?
I don't know, ask the dwarf. What?
Well, how do you look, dwarf?
With my eyes, manling.
If we are to get into trouble, I have a healing drought. I don't know.
Or maybe you can just use healing skill during the week of travel
Yeah.
a few times.
I also have the healing skill of
Yeah.
having a third person.
Do you want me to try to heal again, one or two more times? Or
Yeah,
however-
Yeah, sure.
let's
Alright.
say that.
Okay.
First you're
How many
first you're helping the priest or the dwarf.
I guess we'll stick with helping the priest first.
Mm-hmm. Roll.
So, first one.
No.
Man, I have not rolled below 70 on that.
Alright, second roll for the dwarf. Nice.
Good Lord.
Now let's
Yeah,
see.
I remember when Lucas got it, and I was real excited to try it out, and I think it went many uses before I finally passed.
Well, that's just it. I have a super high heal, so.
Now, I could be assisting.
Yeah,
with
you get a minor bonus, but it's not like you guys can give him a huge bonus. It's
Yeah, yeah. Like if I could give him 10%, that
10%
could
10% max.
Well,
So-
that would turn mine into a pass.
even a 5 plus 5% would have made that pass.
Yeah, I mean the dwarf is healed, of course. Now Sean, roll d10.
Okay. What's the freaking dice roller? Sorry about the trumpet practice in the back, if you can hear that.
The dwarf is healed for 3 points total.
Woohoo! I'm almost fully healed now.
All right. Now you can roll one more time for Wrenthar if you want.
Okay, I'll give it a shot. What the hell?
And I'll be helping.
Yeah, for 10% plus.
Can I try to help too?
No, not like I said. You
No, heal me
you
here.
are being healed, and this is not an operating room. You are essentially trying to heal him in the forest. So nice.
Woohoo!
Roll d10.
Hey, he is a lonely priest. He probably knows exactly what what kind of help he needs for heal.
Of course, and
Yeah.
where
I can make like a buzzing sound if they mess up or something. Like,
you get healed for 3 points, Brian.
okay.
Yeah,
Where
Now-
does it hurt? And then he points to his lips.
yeah.
Okay.
Lower.
Now
I
I-
think we're much
Lower.
better shape.
Can you feel the finger up my ass? And I have I have my hands on your shoulders.
Yeah.
It sounds funnier in Polish. Sorry.
we have the same joke.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Put your left hand on my shoulder, then put your right hand on my shoulder. Oh shit!
yeah, so after that, you eventually reach the place of horror and pure evil. Like I've said before, the weed-choked path led you to an old sagging estate. First, the path went some 600 feet between thick woods shrouded in shadows, until it ends at a rusted iron gate hanging in the center of a mostly ruined wall. A bronze plaque on one of the pillars declares this estate to be Villa Han. The gate is in a bad shape. Half of it lies in the muck, nearly sunken in the mud. Now, all of you roll perception test. Right. So we only have Jason left.
I failed.
Sorry, Brian left. Or you've passed. No, Brian.
I think Brian was the
Yeah,
first.
Wrenthar and Snorri, you saw that there was recent traffic in this place. There's evidence of recent traffic in this place. Wheel rats in the soft mud reveal a heavy wagon, or perhaps carriage, recently came this way, but it fades when it hits the cobbled road leading to the manor house. And you see the manor house in all of its horrible splendor. Little remains of the villa's former splendor. Archaeon's armies devastated the region, and the villa is no exception, even though the mansion itself escaped unscathed. However, you see that the land was darkly poisoned, the once fertile soil now a sloppy marsh of fetid water and stinking mud. You also saw that the mansion drank in the corruption of the grounds, and the once bright paint is now faded, and a glistening sheen of sickening oil coats the structure, giving it an ochre hue. The windows are all bricked up. All the beautiful landscaping that once existed is long gone. The sodden ground belches up streams of noxious gas, reminiscent of the decay infesting the grounds. The once pristine and orderly flower beds are now choked with weeds, hideous plants, and eerie creepers. Clouds of annoying insects fill the air, seeking soft moist flesh in which to lay their eggs, while creating an unholy buzzing din as they swarm. You can imagine that at night, darkness blankets the place, dimming torches, quenching candles, and producing a malaise of sorrow that seems to pollute the very air. Actually, you do approach this place in the early evening, and you see that the grounds are alive with the flickering green lights of fireflies, though this do little to chase away the oppressive bleakness of the environment.
Francisco is going to muffle a cough. Wrenthar, when we're done with
I'm going to
this...
point to the tracks so that you guys see it.
Okay, so let me just describe. I can't upload, or maybe I can upload the map. Wait, let me see, because the map has a legend, and I can't really show you that.
There should
Just find
be...
a Polish version.
Yeah, there's the Polish version.
Well, I was gonna say there should be a way to take your map and put a I think if you make it GM only first, and then you put a shape over it, you can block it.
I know, but I will actually. I'm kind of dumb. I didn't copy paste the map from the book, but I do have a map from somewhere else. It's called. Okay.
Why don't you just draw it for us? You're pretty good at that.
No. Also get stuffed. No.
I want to attack that dragon. That's
a well. That's a well, son. No, I'm uploading the map now. The map is I took it from some site that was from a blog which was describing session by session this campaign, and the guys there made their own maps and handouts. Actually, pretty nice. Oh wow,
Ooh.
it's quite big. Okay, I guess it's even better this way. I think. Okay, wait a second. Okay, so you have this small like this scrolling thingy to the right with percentage.
Yeah.
You can make it smaller. Anyway, I'm going to paint draw shape red. Okay, freehand. Thank you. Okay, so you guys right now are essentially here. Okay, you see?
Okay, yeah, I see it now.
Okay.
The cobble
I was like,
road,
where is it?
cobblestone road.
Yeah, in front of you, like I've said, there's the manor. In front of the manor, there's what looks like a reflecting pool, essentially. To the right are stables, or rather is a single stable. To the left, the small path goes towards from here in the gloom you think that maybe it's a pond of sorts. But like I've said, the biggest, like most dominating thing here is the manor itself, Villa Han. And I'm going to upload a handout which will show you just how much Villa Han has changed under the influence of evil after the Ever-Chosen's armies raided the Empire. Interestingly enough, like I've said before, there are insects, buzzing insects, flies, fireflies, stuff like that. But it's still rather too cold for them. I mean, it should be too cold for them. But despite this fact, they are here. They are here, and there's quite a lot of them. And they are seriously trying to get into your every orifice. Into your eyes, ears, nose, under your clothes. They are very aggressive. They are very unpleasant, and the sound that they're making is just unnatural. In the handout section, you can see Villa Han. This is how it looks now, by the way.
Okay, spooky.
Yeah, it's not spooky. It's you all see this, and prayers form on your lips because this building has been changed. It's been warped. This is unnatural. You would probably have to come a little closer to see all of the details. But even from here, you can see that this building and all the surrounding area has been changed by evil. You are feeling very, very unnatural here. Anyway, I want to ask you now, where are you going? First, there's a stable to your right, there's the reflecting pool leading to the main building, and there's a path, small path, leading to the left side.
Otto speaks up. He says, well, in my studies of the teachings of Clausewitz, I feel that we should do a flanking maneuver around the around the stable and not go in through the main entrance where I feel the enemy will be waiting for us.
Right, well, I will send
nod, but I look at you.
messengers to tell the cavalry to do such a thing. Francis says in a sarcastic voice.
Sounds good enough for me.
And
Wrenthar?
Otto, when we're done with this house, if you could do something about this terrible cough, it's driving me crazy.
Says Ulrich provides for those who provide for themselves.
Which probably meant that go fuck yourself, Francisco.
Well, that sounds like something who doesn't like foreigners would say, so.
No, just, yeah. because Uricans are known for their tolerance and cosmopolitan view style.
Sorry, it's that was a political comment.
Okay.
That's
By the way, there's also one thing that you've noticed. Even before reaching Villa Han, for some time, like ever since you've started walking, over the path leading to this place, you swear that you could feel eyes on you, but not human eyes, animal eyes, and you swore that you could hear growling from the forest all around you, wolf sounds. But Otto, these are not the sounds of a normal wolf, of an honest, white-furred animal of Ulrich. These wolves, they sound strange, unnatural, corrupt.
At the ready.
Yeah.
Hammers out.
Where are you going first?
Francisco says as he takes his sword off his shoulder.
That's
I agree with the wolf priest, only not in so many words.
Yes.
That's my question. Where are you going?
Well, I'm heading. Otto. Whoa! What happened there?
I've moved them up a bit. Sorry.
Okay. No, it's okay.
Now it's good. Now it's good.
Otto draws his sword and starts heading over towards. I guess the stable is that shingled.
Yes.
Heads over that way. That's he want. So essentially, what I want to do is I want to go around the stable.
You could draw on the map
side. Yeah, I considered that, but here
Let's do it quietly too.
Exactly. That's. Hold on. I gotta get the call thing out of the way. So here, I'll draw something real quick and then.
Okay.
Let's see what color. Oh, am I purple? I'm purple. So
okay.
he wants to go around sort of like this and look for what he assumes is a back door.
You want to go. Okay, so you don't want to check stables first. You just go to walk. You just want to walk all around the place to the back.
Well, what I would like to do, honestly, is I would like to look inside the stables and make sure there's not a bunch of people in there behind us, and then and hug the side of the building a little bit more so that we're not just walking out in the open. But so you get, I didn't draw it as carefully as I could have, I guess.
Okay, so are you telling the rest of the guys your plan?
Yes.
So what about the rest of you? Do you want to do this?
Francisco is going to follow him, but he's going to stay a few yards off to his right. So kind of like yellow line. He's that way because we're dealing with two people with great swords, so he's leaving some distance. But he is following him.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, yours is a great sword too?
Awesome.
Yes, Montante.
Yeah. I thought it was a rapier for some reason.
Nope.
Okay.
Two great swords and a great axe.
Yeah.
Well,
those.
If we manage to hit things,
Yes.
we're gonna crush them.
They're just going to parry everything.
All those bonuses to parrying and dodging. Okay. First, you approach the stable. It is one of the largest structures on the grounds, aside from the manor itself. It is intact, and there is not much here except for old droppings turned wide with age, and a few rusty tools and rotten saddles. In one stall is a complete skeleton of a horse. A pitted green brass plate overhead proclaims the horse to be Beauty. That said, the most interesting thing is the small cart attached to a very dead horse. You see that whoever parked it here didn't unhitch the beast from the cart, simply leaving the animal in the stall. Otto, you see that the wolves set upon this beast and ripped it apart where it stood. You all also see that in the back of the cart is a child's coffin. The lid has been removed and flipped upside down. Scratch marks cover the inside.
Francisco will be keeping his eyes on the forest, kind of letting everybody else, so he's probably not seeing this.
All right.
Can I look at the coffin?
at the coffin?
Yeah, or you said there was a casket that a child
The
had.
child's
Yeah.
coffin,
I've just described it.
Okay, there's nothing more to it.
No.
Okay.
So, you've checked this place. Right next to it is the reflecting pool. You want to
wait.
check? You want to check it, or you want to go around the place?
I thought the reflecting pool was
No,
the other side.
the pond.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, because I thought the pond was. Hold on. a
Right
second.
in the middle, in the center.
No,
No,
in the middle of the
so
center is the reflecting pool.
So the pond is here, right?
Yes, and this is the pond. You see
Yeah,
that?
I thought we were going to the other side though.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
I just want
So
to
where's
ask
the
if you're checking the reflecting pool or not, because it's right next to the stables.
This is the reflecting pool, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, we can check the reflecting pool. That's fine.
Okay. Well, I mean, the muddy path improved after a few yards, giving way to a cobbled road leading up to the front of the manor, and it circles a long square pool. The pool contains a dark green sludge-like liquid. But other than that, there's nothing else here. At least nothing that you see.
Mhm.
Let's keep moving around the building.
Alright, so you go around the stable like Sean previously drew, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think in a sneaky manner,
Yeah, sure.
as much as dwarves can sneak.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any of us have silent move, but
Now I just need to
But we're not exactly
Yeah,
yelling
we're
and screaming.
walking low, like not. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand why I can't delete my circle here now.
Oh, it's detail.
Click the arrow instead of the draw.
My bad.
Yeah, that's what I am clicking. It won't let me select it. It's weird.
Second row.
Which circle?
That purple circle.
Okay,
Oh,
you're
there it goes.
like I said before, the place is gloomy at best. There's no source of light, coming from the manor itself, and you are wondering if it's because no one is lighting the windows, and other than the fireflies, there's no source of light at all. Although when you've approached the stables, you've also approached the villa itself, and you were able to see just how much it had changed. Years ago, this building would have rivaled some of the greatest manor houses in the empire. A sprawling, three-story house with probably, dozens of bedrooms, kitchens, servants' quarters, libraries, and numerous other chambers. It clearly symbolized the Han family's wealth and power. That said, the taint of chaos has left an indelible mark on the place, staining the exterior foully, and warping some of the carvings that decorate the structure's exterior. What were once icons of Sigmar, Myrmidia, and Tau are now dancing demons, foul spawn of chaos, and suffering forms of the mutated. Queerly, the building defies reason, for wherever there were windows, now stand strange seams, as if some great giant pinched the walls to permanently seal shut these portals. And even from where you were standing right next to the reflecting pool, you see that the most obvious entrance is through the front double doors, made of stout oak. These are solid doors carved to display the symbol of Handrish, the god of commerce. One of the two doors stands ajar, revealing darkness beyond. And yeah, that's it. But you are not entering through the main door, you are making your way around. Behind the stables, there are more grounds, manor grounds of course. And what's interesting is that you almost immediately see a rookery. I'm going to draw a shape. This is the rookery. You see that of all the structures on the grounds, at least the ones that you saw so far, only the rookery remains completely intact. Inside this massive bird cage are a dozen black birds that caw and cackle madly as you approach. At the bottom of the cage, as you come closer, you see that there are remains of what is clearly a man, a peasant probably. The carcass is bloated, and from where you're standing you think that it's probably missing its eyes, and it has terrible damage in the softer flesh spots. The rooks regard you with black beady eyes, cocking their heads and squawking madly. The cage is closed.
Snorri mutters a prayer to the dwarf gods. That.
Are you opening the cage? Are you moving past it?
Snorri's gonna smack anybody that tries to open that cage, by the way.
Otto makes the sign of the wolf or whatever it is, whatever sign Ulrikans make.
Okay.
So like, and he
You
says,
just put your tongue out and like.
there you go. I thought it was more like sort
Do
of-
your eyes pop out too while you do that?
yeah, tongue hanging out.
Yeah. Behind.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Go.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, you see that behind the rookery, standing on the not crossroads bar, but on the intersection of, like, this path, the path leading behind the manor, and the path leading to the right, further towards the Drakwald Forest. There stands a larger building, which looks to be groundkeeper's quarters. Do you approach this building?
So Otto gives them the eyes on the building and the little walking fingers to, does the tactical finger gesture bullshit.
Yeah, Delta Force stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Francisco doesn't see it because he's still like staring into the forest, looking for the sounds of the wolves. Things.
All right. Well, there are strange sounds coming from all around you, but so far you haven't seen anything too dangerous. Because, certainly you saw a lot of strange things. The villa from this side looks exactly the same as from the front, warped, unnatural, changed. You approach the groundskeeper's quarters. This shoddy structure has not aged well. It consisted of probably of one living area attached to a shed, but now it is in shambles. You see that one wall has collapsed completely, causing the roof to slope fearsomely towards the ground. The door long since fell down and is now a warren for mites and beetles. You enter it.
Yes, Otto wants to make sure that it's clear that there's nobody behind them again.
Right. Only Otto comes inside, or someone else as well?
Are there windows or anything, or in another spot where something inside there can get
Smashed.
out of there?
Smashed windows.
Okay, I'm gonna stand outside, like on the side of it, in case something.
Yeah, Snorri too.
Okay, Francisco?
Francisco's probably kind of towards the back. Again, kind of
Actually-
just keeping an eye on
Okay.
the forest.
Snorri would go in there. Snorri would go in there.
Okay, Snorri goes inside.
He's not gonna like it. He's not gonna like it, but he would go in there.
Okay, Snorri goes inside. The interior consists of a darkly stained cot and an old table bearing a bent and broken lantern. The table's surface reveals a deep, oily stain that's furry with mold and grime. You've checked the shed as well. It is little better. It's empty except for the stench of manure and rot. There's nothing here.
Okay. Let's get going. Herr Dwarf.
You follow the path,
Aye.
I presume, to the back.
Yeah.
And you see two things. It's rather dark now. you probably will need a lantern or some sort of light soon, or you won't be able to see almost anything, just so you know. First, you see what... You don't really know what it is at the first sight, but after, making your way closer to it, you realize that you're looking at a glass house. I'm going to paint it. This is the glass house.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Actually, sorry, the greenhouse. My bad. It's glass house. They actually called glass house and greenhouse in the same paragraph, so whatever.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. That's
Okay.
essentially what a greenhouse is. It's made out of glass.
Just behind the mansion are the remains of an old greenhouse. You see that the glass was shattered long ago, leaving only a rusted iron frame. Do you enter the place? Oh, by the way, behind the greenhouse, the thing that you see on the map, which I'm not even going to circle, you see that it's a hedge maze.
Okay.
But first, let's talk about the greenhouse. Are you entering the greenhouse?
Again, Otto will motion that he's going to go inside and check it for any ambushers.
What about the rest of you guys? Brian?
Is it just the one way in and the one way out?
No, because the glass has been smashed completely, you can access it from almost every direction.
I'll walk around again, so if anything gets spooked and runs the other way, I'll intercept it.
Alright. Snorri?
I think this time Snorri sees no need to go in there because we can see everything.
Okay. Francesco,
He's
sorry.
going to stay on the outside, but he's going to mention, let me know if we're going inside at all.
Alright. Otto, you enter the place while Wrenthar walks around. Inside the bent and nearly collapsed structure are 4 long tables that once held precious flowers and plants. But now, someone or something uses this area to cultivate entirely different sorts of plants. Filling the tables and floor, and climbing the metal frame are all sorts of terrible plants and fungi. Now, let me just quickly see... How much time do you spend inside, Otto?
I would spend just the amount of time I needed to make sure that there's no people or guard dogs in here.
Okay.
A minute or two.
Okay.
At most.
Roll, so you don't search the place at all.
No, I'm looking when I go into these places. I'm looking to make sure that there's not something in there that can jump out at us. I'm not trying to dig through anything.
So roll perception with a minus.
Okay.
Not search perception. You're making your way in between the benches, which are just filled with these horrible plants, which you swear to your god are sometimes like turning their whole, themselves towards you. These are all sorts of unnatural things, full of thorns, strange leaves. They smell really unpleasant. They even though you can see in the weak light that these plants are alive, despite it being winter, I like to remind you, the smell they are giving away is that of diseased, rotting vegetables and fruit.
Okay.
Outside you can hear Snorri yawning. Yeah, and eventually you saw something under one of the tables, Otto. You saw something metallic lying there.
Okay.
Are you checking it out?
I try to probe it with my sword to kind of drag it out from under the table towards me.
All of you can hear, because it's very eerily quiet in this place, that Otto is suddenly drawing his sword. Shing!
I thought I had it out already, honestly, but
Oh, okay.
Can I find a spot to run into the greenhouse from where I'm at if he needs me?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Can. Okay, so no one comes inside. Okay, nice.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, it's in the greenhouse, right?
Yeah.
So we could.
Yeah, I mean that's.
There's no
Like
door, so
Snorri-
if I hear fighting, I'm in there.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
Snorri's ready. He's just. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. So anyway, you've pulled out your sword and
Yeah.
you touch the thing.
Mhm.
Your sword scrapes on metal. It's... You don't know, it's some kind of amulet, perhaps? You would have to take a closer look.
Okay. Well, I try to drag it out from underneath as much as I can, and then I'll go to reach for it.
Okay, you drag it out, you reach for it. You pick it up. This is a sigil, perhaps? It is made of a dull metal in a strange and very unsettling shape. Well, I mean, there is a strange and very unsettling shape on the branded in it. First of all,
Yeah.
the whole sigil is like made from 3 interlocking circles with flies carved in each of them. And it is actually attached to a very simple and rusty chain. Probably it was intended to be worn around the neck.
Yeah.
There's some kind of rune in the middle of it. Rune which covers all of the 3 circles.
Okay.
I'm going to upload to the handout section this thing. You feel very unnerved looking at it and holding it.
So he puts it on.
Yeah. So I guess I don't know what sort of general knowledge I would have of something like this. Obviously, something with flies on it doesn't seem kosher to me, as they say.
The Jews don't worship Nurgle, Sean.
Yes.
As they say in the north.
Yeah.
It's actually so dark and gloomy here that you can't really see the details.
Okay.
I've added the strange sigil to the handout section. You can check it here.
I'll look at it. So, what I'm getting at is if there's some kind of roll I could make to understand other than my player knowledge of of what it is.
Let me quickly see if you can do this.
Yeah, theology or history is
No,
what I'm.
no, nothing like that, unfortunately.
Okay.
My skills.
Just for fun. Oh yeah. Looks sort of like cookies.
No.
Go for some cookies.
No,
That's good.
unfortunately, you don't have anything that could tell you
Okay.
anything about this thing.
So I think in that case, then what I'd be is I would be like, hey guys, I found this weird thing in here, and I'd bring it out to them.
All right. You exit the place, and you bring this thing to
Hey,
your.
can we take a quick break? I gotta do dad stuff real quick.
Yeah, sure. 5 minutes, and we're back.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
All right.
What would you like for a snack, Miles? Any of our normal snacks? Would you like some goldfish? I would like some goldfish. Okay.
Do you want anything to drink with that? Okay, can you get the lid off of your cup, and I'll pour some Gatorade in there for you.
Okay, I'm back.
I'm here.
Yeah, my house has actually been visited by Nurgle, so I had to go deal with some of that.
No.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Last weekend, I got to learn firsthand the answer to the age-old question that you can in fact have a cold and a stomach virus at the same time.
That's always fun to find out.
Was that you or a charge of yours?
Nope, that was me.
Oh.
Thought I had the flu at first, but the stomach thing cleared up, 24-hour thing.
I had
Cold
something.
isn't too bad.
I had something goofy about a week ago where it was like it felt like I had a flu, it felt like I had a fever, but I never had a temperature.
I'm here.
Yeah. I'm here.
Okay.
I think Brian is the only one.
I thought it was
I'm
Pickle.
here.
Come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone's here. Okay.
All here.
So let's go back. Just give me a second.
Right. So I was bringing the amulet of horrible, unspeakable darkness out to everybody. Hey guys,
Yes.
look what I found.
Okay. So,
Neato!
so you're coming outside and you showing the guys the thing. You all see it. Now my question is Wrenthar, do you recognize it?
What would I need to recognize it?
No,
You
did
need to
you
remember-
as a character saw this before?
I feel like we have. There was something we found one of the cultists in the crusade had, right?
Mm,
That had 3
Um,
rings on it. I don't think we know what it means.
Actually, it was the cultist that almost killed you. I believe. I don't know if I put it in the notes, but I thought I remembered Michael saying that they had shields with the strange 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen 3
emblem.
rings before. I'm not sure I was ever told what it meant though, but
yeah. Well,
I-
I mean, this is the symbol that you saw on the cultist shields in Rurov.
yep,
Yeah.
we're at the right place.
So once Wrenthar shares that he knows what the symbol is, and that's the people that attacked him, Otto throws it on the ground and spits on it.
All right.
Actually, it might make more sense to clean it. That'd really piss him off.
Yeah.
Give it a bath.
Starting to get dark out.
It's
Darker.
already dark. You need a source of light.
I can't even
Anybody
see
have-
the trees anymore.
Does anybody have a torch or lantern?
Yeah, Snorri has a lantern.
Snorri, do you light the lantern?
He asks if they think we should, because he doesn't want to call attention to ourselves, and he forgets that he's a dwarf and can see in the dark, but not everybody else can.
Perhaps we can do that inside.
Can we see well enough to get to inside?
My question is, do you
Those
guys?
were only a few feet away from the back door, right?
Yeah. My question is, do you guys want to check the pond, or are you just going straight to the back door? Because you can see the back door even from here.
I think it's a little too dark to be wandering about outside at
Yeah,
this point.
Otto's preference was always to go for the back door. And
Hey-oh.
haha.
At this point, they need to be more worried about us.
Okay.
Especially if Otto wants to go in the back door.
Well, he is a priest.
He is a priest.
Surprise!
Bazinga!
Oh, I mean, 2 priests in one party is just too much. The gayness abounds.
They share a tent.
Yeah, I don't know, honestly. I don't know if you guys have tents. Oh, actually, no. Snorri and Wrenthar have a tent. Have 2 tents. I mean, sorry, because you
Yeah,
bought.
one sleeping bag.
Yeah, you've bought them in outdoor. So yeah. So from here, like I said before, from here you can see. From here you can see the back door. You can see the garden actually, which is not far from this place. I'm going to paint it. It's here. You can also see some kind of structure not far away behind the building, and there's the pond, and there's the entrance, of course, the back entrance. So I presume it's the back entrance that you're interested in.
I don't know
think
how to
so.
answer that.
That's what Otto did.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Hoorah! Right. So you approach this place. You approach the back entrance. Which actually leads through. Wait a second. I need to check something. Sorry. Which actually leads through a kind of ruined solarium. It leads to the. Yeah, it leads to the house. No, actually, wait, that's not right. Sorry for that, guys. Just need to quickly. What the fuck is? No, actually, I was right. Yeah. It is through a ruined solarium, but the door is locked.
So wait, the door to the solarium or the door
No,
to
the
the
door
house?
to the house. You've entered the ruined solarium, which lost its glory long time ago. You try the door into the house. It's locked.
Is this the first time we don't have anyone in the party without lockpicking skills?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's actually it's been a while because I don't think I think since both well, I guess it was the last Leopold, the second Leopold had the that's right, I forgot. Yeah, so it is since he died, it is the first time.
Yeah.
Let's smash it down.
Are there any like broken windows
No.
or anything nearby?
Actually,
No.
the windows on the bottom floors, actually the windows on all of the floors, like I said before, they are pinched closed. It's as if the stone became bruised flesh and had been pinched together by a pair of huge fingers.
All right, fellows, this complicates things because if we smash the door down, we lose the element of surprise.
Agreed.
Is it better to make them come to us?
My suggestion would be we continue our circuit of the place and then enter through where we know we can enter as quietly as possible.
Agreed.
Well, we'll have to quicken the pace because I'm having trouble seeing you guys.
So, you continue towards the garden?
Yes, to the garden.
But I think we're gonna.
Yeah,
we're
so
gonna
the garden,
hug
that
the house.
building, and the pond.
Alright.
We're hugging the house so we can.
So you don't
Look-
go into the garden.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't have to go in the garden. That's fine. All right.
If you don't want.
Lead
Remember
lead
that
on,
you are,
Master Dwarf.
like, without metagaming, remember that you're here for the clues.
Right.
Are we? I thought we were here looking for cultists.
Yeah. So,
Uh,
anyway. Okay, so you
what-
just you pass the garden, which you don't really see any details of from here, unfortunately, since it's dark, and even with your lantern, the gloom is almost impossible to pierce.
We will check this building here, though, or Otto will. I don't know if
The
anyone-
building in front of you, yes, the building in front of you is, or probably was at time, a gazebo.
Okay.
It was connected to the back of the house. Connected to the back of the house are the remains of a sunroom. Wait, so that was the fucking sunroom? Okay, I don't know. They've messed up. Apparently, the ruined solarium is not at the back of the house. This is the ruined solarium. Sorry.
Okay, weird. All right.
The author was drunk. Okay, so yeah, this is the sunroom, or what remained of it.
Mhm.
All the glass has been shattered. Oh, who approaches the solarium? The sunroom.
Otto again.
Whatever it's called. The rest of you?
Mhm.
Yeah, Snorri, since he's got the lantern, would I guess go with him.
Alright. Wrenthar?
We pretty much all have to walk through it to walk around the building, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're probably
yes.
pretty close together.
Alright.
Um,
The door leading into the house.
Into the house or to the solarium?
Wait. Ah, no. I was drunk actually all the time. You see my bad. It's because this is described not in the section about the villa, it's described in the section about gazebo. So let me just rewind. And connected to the back of the house are the remains of a sunroom. All the glass has been shattered and the door leading into the house has been it's not even locked, it's been boarded up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there was nothing to smash through anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could smash the planks and then the door.
Right.
But
Or pull them off, right?
yes, or pull them off. And
Yeah,
then there's a small path leading from the sunroom away from the house and to a gazebo.
Yes.
In the weak light of the lantern, you see that the gazebo's once bright white paint is chipped and dull and is now covered in patches of moss. As you approach the place, all of you roll perception with a minus. Cheers!
It's that failed toughness roll getting to you.
Yeah.
All right, you.
I told you we've been visited by Nurgle in this house, so.
Yeah.
Alright.
Brian, sorry, Jason.
Ugh.
All right. Snorri and Otto, you think you hear some kind of buzzing sound as you approach the place, but you're not really sure.
Could be a transformer.
Snorri's gonna stop and ask if anybody hears that buzzing.
I think I hear it. What? It just sounds like flies or insects. What's wrong with that? What? Just maybe there's something dead in there.
How much? I can't remember.
Well, remember that you can hear buzzing and insects all over this place. They're all around you.
Snorri remembers the cloud of flies.
Well, that's what I'm trying to remember. Has he dealt with any of that in the?
Yeah, you did.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you did.
As a matter of fact, I think it was Dieter exploding that
Killed the flies.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Hindering you guys.
Yeah.
We need to be careful. In the he's gonna tell them that they need to be careful that they've encountered these clouds of flies before that are more than obnoxious.
All right. And you continue your way there.
Yeah, because I guess we need to see what's in there
All right.
in case it's the child or whatever.
All right.
How did you defeat them in the past?
Yeah. That's why you.
Fire.
That's why you've skipped the garden to see if the child is there. In fact. Just kidding. Okay, you approach the gazebo.
Well, we do have two. So.
Yeah, the buzzing gets louder and louder, and suddenly, a swarm of insects attack you, each of you. A swarm just surrounds you and begins to sting you. You can't really see very clearly what these things are. You only see glimpses of them. They look like huge green bees, or rather hornets, with strange, almost fleshy-looking like legs. They just swarm over you, and they begin to sting each of you. First, of course, I know that you begin to swat at them, but there are just too many of them. It's literally a swarm. First, Wrenthar, you're being stung by. Well, you don't feel the stings yet. By the way, those things, they don't care about armor, just so you know. And now we have. Okay, nothing. So far, so good. None of you are too heavily stung. But what are you going to do?
Go the opposite direction that they came from, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's
say,
what Snorri would start to do, especially after the last time.
Otto suggests we run back towards the front of the house from the other side.
So, are you going back the way you came, or are you going back towards? Are you going forward towards the pond?
I think we go back the way we came, because that would just be natural instinct.
All right.
And I doubt Otto's actually opening his mouth to say something in this swarm.
All right. So you run back. Very well. Just very quickly let me roll. First, okay, nothing. No. Right. Let's roll once again. Right, Snorri, because well, I mean, Wrenthar, you're being stung heavily, but Snorri, you've been stung especially nastily by total 11 damage.
Jesus.
The location doesn't matter in this case, just so you know. bypassing complete armor points completely. And now you've gained a -10 penalty to all tests.
Do I get a toughness subtracted from that though?
Toughness, yes, not armor.
Okay. Right.
And now make me a toughness test.
With the -10?
Yes.
I'm gonna use the luck.
All right, use the luck.
Passed.
Nice. All right. Now we continue with the stinging. We have Francisco. 7 points of damage total without armor. You have 5. If I recall correctly.
No, 4.
4. Okay. In that case, 3 go through. And roll toughness.
Alright.
Okay. Second luck.
Yeah, I think I have to.
Okay, second luck goes. Nice. Now we have. And Otto, you are stung by 8 points total, without armor.
Mhm. I
Roll
have a 4
toughness.
toughness bonus,
Yeah.
so I take 4.
Okay. Roll toughness bonus. Test. Sorry.
Toughness.
Nice.
Oh, by the way, how many fate points do I have? Do I just have the 3?
Yeah. When you you've created a story for your character. You have 4 in that case.
Okay.
Okay. You've run past here. Now you are. Okay. Now you are here. So let's roll. Okay. Once again. Let's see.
Where are we right now?
You are near the glass house where
Okay.
Otto himself, went in.
Francisco's going to start running towards the rookery.
Okay, sure. But first, once again, Wrenthar. Let's see. 11 points.
Jesus Christ.
Make me a toughness test. Brian?
Oh, me?
Yes, Wrenthar.
Oh, sorry.
Took 11 points. Make me a toughness test. Okay. 11. How much toughness do you have, by the way?
5.
5. Okay, so you take 6 points total. All right. You are all stung to hell. Essentially, these things, they are rather strange because most bees or even hornets would leave you alone after you'd just run away from the hive. But these things are malicious. They are like guided by some kind of horrible, intelligence that just urges them to keep stinging you, and they don't want to let you go. Snorri, you take 9 points total.
Jesus.
So,
By the way, Wrenthar, you also have -10% to all tests, by the way. And
Okay.
Snorri, you now have -20% to all tests.
Okay.
You are being heavily stung. Also, now roll me a -10%. No, sorry, -20% toughness.
Ooh,
Passed.
nice.
Nice. Very nice. And now we have you, Francisco, take single point of damage.
okay, so
You also
toughness
have-
eats that up.
Yeah, but you also have a -20% cumulative.
Minus 20%?
Yes, because you've took damage before and you've taken a single point of damage now.
Well, does my toughness not consume that damage?
How much toughness do you have?
4.
And
And I
I've-
took a single point of damage.
Yes, you've took. I've rolled 4 plus 1.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you
One
did the
gets
math
it.
for
Yeah.
me already. Okay.
Yeah. So take a
Alright.
single point. Roll me -20% toughness test. Okay.
No.
Third, luck.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, just
And finally, we have auto one more time. 6 points total. You have,
Okay,
I
so I
believe.
take 2 more.
Yeah, you take 2 more. You also have minus 20% total.
Okay.
To all tests. So roll minus 20%.
So it's just it just is based on the number of times you get bit.
Well, I can't really tell you that.
Okay.
Okay. You want to spend luck?
No, I feel like I need to save it for
All right.
the upcoming battle.
You are traversing the corner. The swarm is chasing you all the way, but it is staying a bit further behind. That said, these things will probably chase you for quite some time, or at least you don't really know that. Francisco, you were saying that you're running towards the rookery.
yeah, because living on the coast, Francisco is aware that the birds like to feed on the insects, and so he's hoping that might be either a deterrent or a defense.
Okay. You run towards the
Run
rookery.
into the birds.
The rest of you, guys, where are you running?
Yeah, I mean, it's just running in the opposite
Yeah.
direction.
Okay.
We're running in that direction.
I'm probably leading since I was behind all the time.
Yeah. Wait, I'm just. Okay. Right, Francisco, you approach. Yeah, thank you for that roll 20. I like when you don't respond. You approach the rookery. Do you open the door?
Yeah.
Okay. The door is locked. But that said, you can probably just smash it with your greatsword.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hit it with the pommel as hard as I can. Try to break it loose.
All right. I presume that all of you guys have your weapons drawn.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you are all sticking together. Okay. You see that Francesco ran towards the door with his very elegant greatsword raised. He attempts to smash the door open. The rooks cackle madly. Francesco drops the pommel, and the lock breaks. The rooks boil out and swarm around you completely. And fortunately for only a single turn. That said, they are almost certainly very displeased at the intruders who invaded their territory, and they begin to peck at you with their hard, nasty beaks. Also biting you, nipping at you, stuff like that. What this means is that each of you receives a single hit, ignoring armor, 1d10 plus 2 damage. And this time, hit locations matter. Fortunately for you, the hornets fucked off. They were like, nope. And they just flew away. The rooks swarmed you completely, and we shall start with Wrenthar. Let's first see location. I'm not going to reverse the roll. So they go for your legs. They want to kneecap you.
Can I parry? I mean, they're like bigger than a bug.
No, there are too many of them. There are literally dozens of birds. If you saw Alfred Hitchcock's birds, then you know how it looks. Total of 6 points of damage without armor.
That's 1 point of damage.
All right. So they've just nipped at your legs a bit, but then they began to flew away. Snorri, your birds they try to go for your chest actually, and just but they don't do anything. 5 points total, and this unless you have. How much toughness do you have, Andrew?
I thought Snorri had 4.
Andrew.
Sorry, I was on mute because I've been yelling at kids. I have a toughness bonus of 5.
So nothing
wow.
happens. The birds just, peck at you, but you shoot them away. You swat them away with your double-handed axe, with the flat of the blade and the handle. Francisco, the birds, they are trying to go for your arms. The one who set them free. And but nothing, fortunately, goes through your armor and your tough Estalian muscles. You're having none of it. And finally, Otto, they go for the chest, and this time we shall see. It's a 10 total.
Yeah, no armor bonus, right?
No armor, but full toughness.
So 10, so I get another 6 through. So that's 12 total wounds I've taken so in the last minute.
Yeah. So
Jesus Christ.
after that, the birds just fly away, and they alight themselves on the trees at the edge of the forest. You can feel their beady eyes watching your every move, and you can hear them cawing and cackling like crazy. These
Fucking birds.
These birds are seriously, they're not natural, just like these strange insects that attacked you. Oh, by the way, all of you, you know how a victim of a heavily of a bee attack looks like. Yeah, you guys look like that, all of you.
Do we also have the modifiers?
Yes, you have minus 20%. I think all of you have minus 20% to all tests for now. I'm not going to tell you for how long, but for now. You are all in pain. You are all just, whimpering and moaning in pain. You can feel the hornets' poison coursing through your body. And the birds, even those who didn't took any damage, your clothes are ruined by the birds. You are covered in their feces, and the clothes are just shredded by their beaks and talons.
Well,
Yeah.
hopefully that was a good idea. Getting the mosquitoes off.
Francisco saved the day.
I think when we leave here, we need to go out there with torches.
So, my question is, are you going to the front door now?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Under
Just knock at this point.
Under the watchful gaze of the birds, you approach the front door of the manor. Just let me.
Do you guys want to try and heal?
We don't have bandages and stuff.
Yeah, well, we if you want to try and heal, we can, but then that's we can only do it once per encounter or whatever thing. So I don't know.
Might as well get it over with.
You can heal once per day.
Oh, once per day.
Normal healing test is once per day. Magical healing is unlimited. Technically, of course.
Have we healed
you
yet
blow
today?
Yeah, unless you blow up.
We have. I don't think we've healed today. So
you didn't. You can heal today.
Oh, but my heal is gonna be minus 20. You guys recall?
Yeah, I think we give it a little bit longer.
Famous last words.
Yeah, and I say that, and then he botches, and then slits your throat, and oops.
And the birds return.
How to turn it around?
Yeah.
For a second go.
Well, let me put it to you this way: I'll do what you guys want me to do. If you want to be healed now, I'll give it a go.
How much back do you even get from healing?
It's a
one
D10, isn't it?
D10 half it because you don't have any bandages.
So half a D10.
Essentially, yes.
And what's your? What skill does it rely on?
Intelligence.
It's intelligence. I have a plus 10%, so I have a 58 heal. So I would have.
In this
38.
situation, none of you will be able to help Otto. I mean, if you would have, a rather stress-free environment, good lighting, stuff like that, and if you weren't stunk to hell, then you might help him. But in
Yeah,
this case,
I think we let it go a little bit longer because I think that the effects of the stinging isn't going to last too long. So
Okay.
hopefully, I mean, we'll all come down with Nurgle's rod or whatever, but that's going to happen anyway.
Should we prep some improvised torches before we go any further?
Well, I'm not going to be able to hold it and swing my sword, so no.
yeah.
Well, for those who can.
Snorri, by the way, you have your lantern hooked to your belt, I presume.
Okay. Yeah.
Because otherwise
And-
you wouldn't be able to use your double-handed axe.
Well, that's what I was gonna. I didn't realize I could do that because I was gonna ask once we go in if Wrenthar
You can do that.
But
You can do that.
okay,
No problem.
cool. Yeah.
In auto, we can always, shoulder the sword and carry the torch with one hand and just drop it if we need to.
I'd rather just hold on to my sword.
Okay, so before you enter the house, remember that there were 3 places that you haven't visited. There was the garden, there was the pond, and there was the maze. Just so you know. I suggest that someone just, writes this down, just in case. It might, be handy. Right.
Without visiting the pond, the garden, or the maze.
Yes.
Okay. You eventually reach the front entrance to the villa. Like I've said before, the entrance is just foreboding. You see that one of the 2 doors stand ajar, revealing darkness beyond. You guess that with a bit of pressure you can shove the door open wider. Now my question is, are you entering the building, and if so, who goes first, who goes second, third, fourth, stuff like that?
Otto will go first.
Yeah, Snorri's pretty heavily wounded. He probably, while he wouldn't want to be last, I don't know that he'd want to be first either.
I could go second.
Okay, so Snorri
we
goes
need-
first, Estalion goes second.
No. Snorri is not first. That's what I
Okay,
was saying.
sorry, Snorri's not first. Sorry. So
I'll go third if you want to go last, Snorri.
Okay.
So Otto says, should I perhaps tie the lantern to my belt if I'm going first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
He'll hand you the belt for that.
How
I mean,
wounded are
the-
you
the-
guys?
I'm pretty wounded.
I'm not too bad.
Oh, I assumed everybody else was in better shape than I've only got 4 left.
I
I've
have
got
5
7
left now.
Oh, I'm
I
doing
think-
pretty good. Why don't I lead?
I think we should try and heal Otto at least.
Can you? That might be one of your spells then, because he's our healer.
Well, I
Like-
have heal
healer.
as well.
I basically just copied Brian's characters.
okay, so well, it's up to you.
My intelligence is 46 though, and I'm doing it on a -20 right now.
Yeah.
The other option is I cast a spell, which is D10.
Which you also
But I-
have a negative on.
Well, I have a negative on the channeling. The spell itself is just I have to use 2d10 and get over 12, or 12 or over. So it's not the easiest spell, but it's not the hardest spell either. We can wait if you want. I think we're pretty heavily wounded, and if you're the second in the order here, you need to be able to take more damage than you're currently at.
It's between you two. I could take the lantern though if I'm taking the front.
I'll try either if you want me to. Can someone help with channeling?
No,
Uh,
you can't.
I don't think so.
Okay. But they can help with my healing though, right? Like just like normal healing.
No, like I said, in this case you can, because the environment and your condition is that no one will be able to really help you with heal.
It's a 25% chance basically, or 26%.
In Villahan, no one can help you.
Heal.
Yeah, it went off the rails.
That's my 2 cents, Otto. I'll try either if you want me to. But
I would
think
say let's hold off for this second because I think I think like Snorri suggested, maybe things will wear off in a minute, and the chances of us botching are not that. I don't want to tempt fate.
yeah.
Okay, so
I don't hear the drums beating my demise yet.
So you're entering the house. Who goes first? Otto?
No, it's Francisco followed by Otto, I thought.
Okay.
Yes.
And then Wrenthar, then Snorri.
Okay.
And does Francisco now have the lantern?
I don't
Oh,
know.
Yeah. Snorri
Okay.
gives it to whoever asked
Okay.
for it. So if he's in front, then he would have given it to whoever's in front.
All right, he'll hook it to his belt.
And it actually makes sense to have Snorri in the back anyway, because he can see in the dark, so he doesn't need the lantern as much and can keep a better rear guard that way, because he can see without.
You enter inside. First, you open the door a bit. It groans terribly, as if in pain.
Francisco will, when the door is open, he's just gonna stop and listen for a
Alright.
few seconds, see if he hears anything before he steps in.
You don't really hear anything, except for some strange sounds coming from the rooms all around you. But sometimes they can be heard, sometimes they can't. The interior of the mansion is dark, and it's very foreboding. You can, even standing in the vestibule, there is the feeling of eyes watching you, and you can hear strange sounds coming from beyond. The vestibule looks well traveled. Everything is covered in mold and dust, and mildew soils the wallpaper. Francesco, roll plus 30% perception test, which in your case will be only plus 10%.
All right.
Oh man.
Nothing.
Alright. You enter the main hall?
Yes.
You enter the main hall. First of all, you see that nothing inside this mansion has been touched, probably. It is exactly as it was left, except everything is covered in a thick layer of noxious mold, and the walls hold strange growths, essentially. And you can hear buzzing from within them, the same buzzing that came from gazebo. You realize with terror that these insects have also made this place their home, but they do not harass you. They only buzz within the walls. The air is particularly foul, and immediately your sense of smell is assaulted by a horrible stench. All of you make toughness test, which in case of all of you is minus 20%. Brian?
Hey.
Yeah, alright.
Hey.
Snorri and Otto, you have additional minus 10% penalty to all tests because you begin to cough and vomit from the poisonous air.
Awesome.
Yeah. You enter the main hall. The main hall is a large open room dominated by a grand staircase that leads up to the first floor. 2 suits of rusted and pitted full-plate armor, painted in excrement, stand on either side of the staircase, and several paintings hang on the walls. 2 doors stand on the east and west walls. All of you roll for perception. Alright, nice.
Oh.
Except for Otto, you've all passed. You hear...
Otto's puking.
Yeah, Otto is puking and coughing like crazy. Cheers. All of you, except for Otto, hear a quiet whimpering coming from up the stairs. But you are in the main hall, and there are essentially, like I said before, there are stairs leading up. There is a door to the left, door to the right, upper door to the right, upper door to the left, and the door probably leading outside to the left of the staircase. Where are you going first?
I guess up the stairs.
Yeah.
You go up the stairs just immediately. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Otto's too busy puking. He would suggest otherwise, but he's too busy puking and gagging and following the group.
Okay.
I think because they know they're looking for a kid, I suspect that's probably, if they hear a whimpering,
Yeah.
that's probably why they would go up the stairs looking for said kid.
Okay.
Makes sense.
You go upstairs. And upstairs, the stairs, they go left and right. So, and to the left and to the right, you see that there are small corridors leading down. Although to the right, you can also see a door.
Just try to listen for the voice or the whimpering, whichever direction that's coming from.
Roll for perception with a minus.
Just all of us, or
All of you can. Yeah. Francisco doesn't doesn't hear anything. No. No. Unfortunately, you don't hear anything. Where are you going first?
Francisco's going to gesture to the right and just kind of look back for confirmation before he moves to the right.
Otto shrugs his shoulders.
I guess he's going to the right.
So are you approaching the door?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you see that the corridor, as you approach the corridor to your right goes further south and opens to a larger space. You guess that there are lots of rooms here. This is probably where the Han family lived. First, you open the door. Inside is a bedroom. It is filled with expensive-looking furniture, including a 4-poster bed. It is obvious a man and wife once lived in this room. There's a walk-in closet. Do you search the room? Oh, by the way, those of you who didn't pass the coughing test, you can act normally. You're just sick, just so you know.
Okay.
So you can speak and act normally. You're just feeling very unwell. So my question is, are you searching the room or are you just moving forward?
Yeah.
I think we should
we'll
search
it.
quietly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you don't even have to search. I mean, roll for searching. You've checked the closet. It's unfortunately full of moldy suits and dresses, once probably very expensive, but now completely destroyed. In the nightstand, you found a man's personal diary. Do you read it? By the way, you saw that there are several pages torn out of the middle of the diary, and at some point the writing that follows looks like the hand of a completely different person.
Otto can read and write if nobody else wants to.
Okay. So I'm going to upload this later, but now I'm going to read it to you. Oh, by the way, the diary belonged to a man named Erich Hahn. And it contained mainly mundane entries about work, parties he attended, and his love for his wife Camille and his daughter Genevieve. That said, there are parts of it, and of course you try to read as quickly as possible, that are of interest to you.
Did you say his first name was Eddie?
Eric.
Oh, Eric. Okay.
Eric in German.
E-R-I-C-H. Eric.
Yeah.
Day 1. I do not know what Ruprecht is doing, but the blasphemy must stop. He is now keeping us prisoner in our own home. He has thugs all over the grounds, keeping us from leaving or getting help. I shall kill him with my own hands if need be. Day 2. I confronted Ruprecht today about where our parents were and what was going on. He gave me an evil grin and then blew a foul dust into my face. I doubled over in a coughing fit, unable to move. My lungs burned and my eyes felt as if they were going to explode from my head. I believe it was Camille that eventually dragged me back to my bed. Day 3. I know the dust Ruprecht blew in my face has infected me with a horrible disease. I am covered in sweat, but shake as if I were cold. My flesh is covered in boils and sores, and the vomiting, by the gods, the vomiting. Surely there is nothing left inside of me, but yet substance still pours from my mouth as my stomach convulses. I pray for a surgeon to help. Day 4. My dear Camille has been infected also. I cannot even get close to Ruprecht with all the hooligans he has protecting him. They keep us trapped in this house while they do their nefarious deeds. I have heard a lot of noises, some surely unnatural, coming from the hedge maze. Day 5. The horrible disease, whatever it is ravishing Camille at a much faster rate than it did me. She lies in bed all day with seeping sores, and those bastards will not let me get help for her. They will pay. Day 6. By Sigmar, I have infected my own daughter. I swear to everything holy, it was an accident. I tried my best to keep her away, knowing the disease was contagious, but she is a scared little girl in a big house of monsters. All she wanted was comfort, and I have surely brought her death. Day 7. It is becoming increasingly difficult to write in this journal. My skin is turning as hard as oak, and I find my joints do not move the way they used to. I believe Camille has lapsed into a coma. I shall lay with her one last time, for I do not believe either one of us shall see the sunlight again. I pray for Genevieve. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what you've got. I presume that you've read this loudly.
Yes.
Okay. Wait a second.
This Ruprecht fellow sounds like a right bastard.
Yes.
Hmm.
Good thing we didn't go into the hedge maze.
Well,
That is the cure for whatever it is we've got.
okay, I'm uploading the handout now. Where are you going next? By the way,
I guess-
as you are standing here, you can hear something from behind the wall to your right. You can hear, you think, the whimpering, the same whimpering that you've heard downstairs.
Can I investigate the wall?
Yeah, it's a wall.
I was thinking we can leave the room and then try to find the other side of that wall via normal, without. It's probably another room.
Oh, I thought you meant like there's a false wall or
No,
something.
no.
I think it just
Uh,
means that it's coming from next door.
Yeah. Oh, Eric Hahn's personal diary has been added to the handout section. You can read it there for yourselves if you wish so. Okay, so where are you going next?
I think
I would say follow along till we can find where the room is that is on the other side of this wall.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I guess that's out and to the right again. Keep
Yeah,
sticking to the right. Okay.
Yeah. it is. You exit the place. By the way, who didn't? Oh, Snorri and Snorri and Otto roll your toughness test once again. Of course, -20 for now.
Aha!
You've passed. Sean's for some reason rolled twice.
No,
once.
that was my previous test.
Right. So Sean, you've managed to Otto, you've managed to contain your coughing. Unfortunately, Snorri still coughs like crazy. That said, you're making
You know
your...
what's funny is like in real life, I feel like I'm getting noticeably like sicker, like just in this session today. Like I can feel myself getting sick.
Oh shit.
Yes, well, when game and reality, just blurs, becomes one. Well, I hope you won't get sick, Brian. Just so you know.
You might have gotten it from me over the phone line.
Yeah. You guys make your way to the like around the corner. Like I said before, there were windows here, downstairs as well, but they are pinched, they are closed. Like, it's like they've turned into flesh, which is now being held together by some invisible force. So there's almost no ventilation here. There's no light coming from outside or coming from the inside. The whole thing it just feels claustrophobic. That said,
Are there any what they call the little torches along the wall, or lanterns, or
no, not here,
candles?
not here. As you draw closer to your room, you automatically hear the sound of a little girl crying, coming from within the room.
Is that you, Carl?
Do you open the door?
I want to reach to open the
Yeah,
door
but I'm
and
a
look
little
over my
suspicious.
shoulder for
It's noticeably a
approval.
girl.
What? Sorry,
I think Brian was asking if it was noticeably a girl.
Yes, it is noticeably a girl. Yes.
I'm gonna say we're looking for a boy.
It's like, Francis
That's the
is gonna
priest.
be like, so
Yeah,
we're not. So we're not going to open it.
Figures that a priest would say that.
Francisco's going to put his hand on the
Were there
handle.
any dates on that diary? No.
I mean, yeah, there were. The dates like fit essentially.
So like no idea to tell how long ago they were written.
Yeah, I mean, there were only like day 1, day 2, day 3, stuff like that.
Right. So there's not like dated like 6 years ago, so that we know if we hear that it's probably not a human on the other side.
Yeah.
Hey, we're here to save people. We need to
Could
open
be
that door.
Genevieve.
Probably.
Genevieve.
Yeah, can we actually like look through the lock?
No.
Like on the door? No. Ah,
Francisco's like,
Seal it shut.
Come
We
again?
could seal it shut, or we can go in.
I think I mean
we
all
are going to
joking
go in.
aside, I think we
Says
have to go in.
Francisco. Yeah.
We have to. We're here to save people. Not the metagame.
We're here to save people and roll up characters.
Yeah. I'm
We're all
out of
saving people.
Yeah.
Francisco's going to open the door and say, Genevieve?
You open the door like, Genevieve?
Genevieve?
You open the door to a large bedroom. The bedroom is large and foul. Any civilized decorations or furniture in here is long gone, having been replaced with blood-soaked walls and piles of bones and chunks of rotten flesh. You see a man in leather armor holding a sword in front of him. At his feet is what appears to be the body of a mutilated woman in a blood-soaked dress. The man stares across the room at a terrifying mass of flesh and sinew. Between him and the horror is a little girl who's crying. Roll minus 50% test, Jason. Perception test.
Oh, mine's 50% perception test. Can I even pass that?
0, 1 always pass. No.
I did
All right.
not pass.
Yeah.
I got a 142.
The horrible creature, this spawn, is basically made of 2 people, a man and a woman, having been fused together at impossible angles to create
My daughter.
having been fused at impossible angles to create it. Some of their body parts are recognizable as human, but the parts stick out from unlikely locations. The skin of the creature is oily black, like that of a slug, and it is covered in horrible sores and seeping pus. Razor-sharp pikes and tentacles stick out of the creature in random places, and the fingers and toes on its forelegs and forearms are webbed and have what looks like stingers on the ends. No heads are discernible, but one face is where the stomach would be, and another is on its back. The creature waddles at you, losing a wet, bubbling scream.
Francisco's going to slowly close the door and be like,
Francisco
I don't think she's here.
Francisco is going to test terror.
Alright. So that is willpower.
Yeah.
Hey,
Nice.
finally
Did you pass?
passed.
Did you close the
Yeah,
door? I can
Francisco
deny the
pa-
heretic
Fra-
spell. on the door.
Francisco passes. That said, the rest of you also see this thing coming towards you, babbling horribly and screaming. So I would also like terror test from the rest of you. All right.
I would have passed, but I'm on my negative 20s because I have I'm stout-hearted.
All right.
Fearless, does that help?
No, not in this case, because you also have minus 20%. Fearless. What this means, Brian, is that you are glued to the spot. You won't be taking an insanity point. Snorri and Otto, you're running away as fast as you can, and each of you gains a single insanity point.
Okay.
Initiative time. The thing rushes towards you, Francisco. If you're going to slay Francisco. Yeah. But I'm sure that Francisco is the man and he will come out on top.
So wait, there was another man in the room, though, right? Okay. Just want to make sure I have it right for the notes.
Yeah, so there's a monster, a man, and a child, right? Is
And
that
a
it?
corpse.
And some corpses.
Yes. Jason, how much initiative do you have total?
My agility is 48, which is its base. Are we
Minus
doing
20,
the minuses?
minus chainmail probably.
So it's 28 minus chainmail's what, 5? So
No, 10. It gives you minus 10.
Okay, so 18 plus 4, 3.
3. So 21. Brian? How much?
With my modifier, I would have 25.
Okay. Sean?
Oh, okay. I didn't realize I had to roll.
Yeah, I didn't
All of
either.
you have to roll.
It's D10 plus.
Oh, that's weird. It's not giving me the chainmail modifier. So
D10 plus your initiative, but
Yeah.
minus 20.
So, Sean, 54 minus 20 minus 10, so it's 24.
okay.
Someone please note the initiative order.
I have a 30 initiative.
30 initiative, okay?
Yeah.
So I didn't
and
catch what they all are.
the man, alright, okay.
Do you have it down, Andrew?
No. Sorry. It's been so long since I've had to do that. Hold on.
By the way, this thing will be first. It has a total of, I believe, 45 agility.
Okay. So monster has 45. What is Francisco's?
Francisco.
Press his agility. It was 18 plus 3, 21 because of all the minuses.
Okay, and then Wrenthar,
25.
and then Otto.
I was 24.
Note that the man in the room has 48, but for now he's overcoming the effects of fear. So the thing isn't charging at you, Francisco, because there's not enough space, but it does move to attack. By the way, it's complete. It's covered. It's surrounded by a cloud of flies, which gives you -10 penalty to your weapon skill test. Just so you know, additional penalty. The thing rushes at you and tries to take your legs from under you. Fortunately, somehow you've managed to just, avoid the blow completely. Who's next in the initiative order?
Snorri.
Snorri, who's
running away.
Who's
Running
running?
away.
Roll for willpower, Snorri.
Okay, willpower.
-20%.
Nope.
No, you're running away towards the entrance to the villa. Who's next?
Let me-
Wrenthar is next.
Wrenthar, you're also running away.
I was glued to the spot, I thought, because I got fearless.
Oh yeah, you have Furious. So please roll. In that case, roll willpower.
Willpower.
-20, of course. No.
Oh!
Who's next?
Otto.
Yeah, that'd be Otto. Yeah.
All right.
Running away. Roll willpower again.
Yeah.
-20.
Oh, you can feel the winter chill of Ulrich coursing through your veins. You immediately compose yourself, and you are ready to fight.
He lets out a howl.
Yeah, you can feel the howl. You can hear the howl of Ulrich coming from the throat of Otto the priest. And
Actually, by the way, the man in the room actually had the first.
yeah, I know, but like I said
Okay.
before, he's overcoming the effects of fear. So for now,
Oh,
he's out.
that's right. That's right.
So, and after that, we have
Francisco.
Francisco. You're standing in front of the beast. The beast looms over you. It's horrible. It's disgusting. It wants you dead. Now, unless you move from the entrance, you won't be able to receive help from your comrades because you are standing in the entrance.
Okay.
So, what do you want to do?
Can I move and attack?
You can move to the side if you pass an agility test.
As not an action?
Let's say that this is a free action.
Okay.
But
Well,
if you won't pass the agility test, you will receive a free hit from the creature.
Oh, geez. Well, I don't think I could take that chance. I think I'll just stand.
Alright, so you're standing in the
Stand my
entrance
ground,
and
yeah.
fighting. Okay, right. So, what are your course of action? Multiple attacks?
I do have multiple attacks.
You have a quick parry, lightning parry.
I do have lightning parry.
So I
I was
suggest...
going to ask you about that.
Yeah, so how this works is you're declaring that you're using lightning parry, and then you keep one of your attacks for lightning parry. So if you have 3 attacks, you can attack twice, and then you'll be able to parry in your turn.
All right. I will do that.
All right. So you are trying to kill this thing. You have a -30 total to your weapon skill because of your sickness. I mean the stings, and because of the flies.
Oh, that's right. Flies. Okay. All right. Well, I need a 25 then. So see how we do.
Okay. First attack.
Miss.
You've hit the creature, but the blow slid over its rubber-like skin.
Okay.
Second attack, minus additional 10.
Well, I want to use save for lightning parry.
So how many attacks do you have? Only 2?
Just 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you've tried to smash the creature. Unfortunately, it didn't have any of it. Now it gurgles and just unleashes the attacks upon you. So first attack.
So we're back to a new round?
Yeah.
So is the man in the room is still overcoming fear?
Still
Okay.
out of the fight. The first
Okay, so I assumed when you said overcoming that he was
No.
he was having his turn where
I'm going to tell you when he'll snap out of it.
Okay.
First attack goes towards your arm, Jason. Are you going to parry it or are you going to dodge it?
I want to dodge this one.
All right.
Or attempt to. So I have a minus. Is the flies? Is that a negative to my dodge as well?
No, it only affects your weapon skill.
Okay.
So you only have minus 20% and minus 30% total to your dodge from the stings and the fact that you're wearing mail.
Okay. So that hits me then.
Luck.
No.
Okay. In that case, we shall see. It's. Just let me quickly see. So it's 13 total.
Jesus.
Ooh.
Okay, so toughness is 4, armor is 3, so that's 7, so 6 go through.
Yes, and now I will need you. I will need you to make me 2 tests. First, -10 toughness test, which is -30 in your case.
Okay.
Okay.
Do not pass that.
Okay, so let me see. Okay, and now I will need you to make me another -30 toughness test. All right. The
Still
thing
fail.
smashed you with the tentacles. Tentacles studded with, like I said before, razor sharp bone, razor sharp spikes. It opened your arm. The pain is unimaginable, but it quickly fades away because you quickly don't feel anything at all. You've been paralyzed
Okay.
for 15 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
You just fall to the ground, completely numb. The greatsword falling out of your hands, and you're like, you can't even speak. Yeah, so you are now counted as helpless completely. Good news is that someone can walk over you and fight.
See, I knew it'd work itself out.
Bad news is that the creature still has 4 more attacks.
Jeez.
Or
Yeah, the first
Oh my
Ah,
the first strikes. Only for 8, and you have armor with that.
that is 1 gets through.
Alright, you don't test for anything right now because you're already paralyzed, and the other test also was failed. Third attack. No, fourth attack. No, fifth attack. No. The creature just, it just tries to smother you with the tentacles and with its obscene, gigantic bulk. Wrenthar, you see this, by the way. You see Francisco laying on the ground, a line of black veins emerging over his surprised, terrified face. He's not moving. It's like he became, a statue, a mannequin, and this creature is just laying on him with its horrible appendages. Who's next in the?
That's Snorri.
All right, Snorri.
So another power check.
And
I'm gonna use my. How bad would a botch be on a terror check?
1d4 insanity points.
Means we'll find you on Altdorf.
I'm gonna save that luck then against this thing. I'll take my 1d4 sanity points.
Okay.
In an opium den.
3.
in Altdorf.
That puts me at 6 total.
You have strong-willed,
I don't think so.
so you have to test willpower -20.
Okay.
Nice.
That I pass.
Yeah.
Wow.
That said, you are still running for your life
Yeah.
towards the entrance. You've shot yourself, by the way. That was the botch.
Oh!
You are just completely terrified. You've lost control of your bowels, and you're leaving a streak of brown and yellow behind you.
Yeah, I
We
think
need to
maybe
tell
when
this
they
plan
find
about
him,
this.
yeah, I was gonna say maybe when you find him, he's gonna have an orange mohawk.
Who's next in the initiative order?
Wrenthar.
Wrenthar.
Wrenthar. You have bonuses to snapping out. Oh.
Oh shit.
Okay, 1d4 it is. 3 insanity points for you. You've also
Great.
shot yourself by seeing what happened to your comrade.
Although in this den of Nurgle, you actually make it smell better.
Yeah. Initially, you wanted to compose yourself, but as you see what this creature is doing to Francisco, you've just emptied the insides of your stomach completely. You've vacated your bowels, and now, yeah. How many insanity points do you have?
7.
You are strong-willed, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I have
so
one more.
one more. Okay. Who's next?
That would be Otto.
Ado, you've composed yourself. You're just around the corner. You've heard this
The
There's a
brown.
whole lot of shit going on in here.
coming from both sides,
Okay.
and you know that you're the only man who's able to save the day.
Okay. Otto is going to try to channel and cast frostbite at the creature.
You don't see the creature. You're around the corner.
Oh, I'm around the corner.
You need to
Okay.
return to fight.
Okay, then Otto is going to.
You can do this like that. You can make a single action, walk around the corner, and then second action, cast.
Okay, that's what I'll
Okay.
do then.
As you traverse the corner, you see the priest of Sigmar with his robe soiled completely, a pool of weak, liquid feces gathering around his feet. He's mumbling something incoherently as he looks horrified at what's happening in the door. The beast is slowly devouring Francisco, but the Winter God is with you, and you channel his cold fury into your veins and unleash the spell.
Okay.
So first, is this a single action spell? Yeah.
It's a half action.
So you can do this. Okay, so first, free channeling roll to see if you receive Wrath of the Gods. -20, of course, because you're still affected.
Nope.
Okay. So you want to use luck?
Yes, I will use luck.
Okay, you use your, I don't know, this is your second, third luck?
This is my first. I haven't used.
Oh,
one
okay, cool. So, first luck.
yet. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So, about that Call of Cthulhu game, I was thinking lately.
You explode.
Wait, you killed the beast of Nurgle.
All right.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
Jesus Christ.
how much magic do you have? Like your magic characteristic?
2 magic points.
2 magic points. Okay. So that's not that bad. Okay.
Yeah, not quite as powerful as Dieter was.
Okay. And now I'm going to.
Sigmar's Fury. Or Ulrich's
Ulrich's
Fury,
Fury.
sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
He's mad at you because no self-respecting priest of Ulrich would have been scared the first time.
Do you have
Yeah.
any components, Sean, for casting spells?
No, I don't have any spell components.
Okay. Okay.
Please don't play another spellcaster, Sean.
You've begun to pray loudly to your god. You've begun to, just channel the power, but then you can hear frost forming inside your lungs and your neck, and you've lost the voice completely. You can speak,
Awesome.
which means that for 5 rounds from now, you can speak, which means you can cast spells.
Yep.
This spell goes because you've managed to cast it. Oh, actually, sorry. No, this spell won't go because you haven't yet casted it. Yeah, so for 5 rounds, including this one, you can cast spells. You've tried to summon Ulrich's Fury, but something happened. Your god is displeased with you, and you can't unleash the power.
Okay.
Who's next?
And you shit your pants.
No. No, it's not that bad. Who's next in the initiative order?
Francisco.
Oh, okay.
Francisco lays there and gets
Who is
devoured.
currently shitting his pants.
Who's next
no,
after?
he's paralyzed. Then it goes back to the top.
Yeah. Okay, you see that the creature grabs Francisco. I mean, Wrenthar and Otto, you see it. And it drags him inside the room, making horrible, obscene noises. Who's next?
The
Snorri.
man.
Snorri. Snorri. You failed completely the test. Okay, so tell you what, you stop at the entrance to the main gate, essentially.
Okay.
You just run like hell. That said, I do need to roll twice on D100 for you.
Quick question: How much longer do you think this session will go?
I don't know, 15 more minutes.
Okay.
Not much longer.
It really depends on you guys.
I'll start writing up a character.
No, it's like how much time do we have left, by the way?
Soon I'm getting short on time.
Okay. But like 10 more minutes is okay?
Yeah, I should be able to do that.
Okay, cool. Right, so Snorri, you're just, without any problems, you've reached the main gate where you've managed to compose yourself enough to just stand there, prompt, just prompting yourself. What's the word? By the pillar, right? Is that
Yeah.
what you say? Okay.
Oh, propping.
Propping.
Propping yourself by the by the stone
Column.
entrance and just yeah, it's not looking pretty. Who's after that? Who's after Snorri?
Wrenthar.
Wrenthar, try and compose yourself. Willpower. Nice. Which means no, actually you failed by 2.
Still minus 20, right?
Actually, yeah, no, sorry, you've passed. You saw the creature, dragging Francisco inside the room, and you've passed. Which means that next turn you can act normally.
Okay.
Okay, after
It's Otto.
after that is Otto. Otto. You
All right.
you can utter even a single sound. Usher even
Okay.
a single sound. Sorry.
So Otto is going to. We can't cast any spells. How many attacks around? He's going to swift attack. He's going to run over to the thing and try to swift attack or do an
Which
attack.
means you enter the place and you attack the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. You run inside the room, being completely quiet, ushering the mute cry of anger, and you try to smash the thing with your Zweihander. The girl is still standing there, still crying. The man in the leather armor is right next to the wall, just looking completely horrified at the creature. You're on your own. Francesco, completely bloodied, is being dragged by the creature towards a closet, which is built into the back wall of the room.
Yeah, we totally should have kicked the wall in on the other side and come at it from the back.
Yeah.
So let me see here. So I'm minus 20 for being sick.
Sorry,
minus-
it's a dressing room, not a closet, but whatever.
Yeah. So am I minus 40 total because I'm using my and I should go down to my sword stats. The
You
great
are
sword.
swinging normally. You have minus 20% from the bites, and you have minus 10% from the flies, and you've managed to pass the cuffing test, which means you only have minus 30%.
But do I also get a minus for the great sword because it's slow?
No,
No,
that's they get extra. It's easier for them to dodge
yes.
or something.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes, yes.
All
So it's only
So
minus
just
30%.
minus.
Although,
Minus 30.
honestly, I want to see this giant thing dodge.
Is it dodge or parry? Yeah, I'm not-
Okay,
it's one
and
of
I
those
pressed-
two. I don't
I
think.
thought I pressed the button and it didn't do
It's
anything.
it's dodge. It's
Oh,
nice.
hey, yeah. Well, fucking hell. I'm using another luck. Jesus Christ. That is now the third 100 we've rolled here, and I've rolled 2 of them. Okay, lucky luck. Ulrich Fury.
Nice.
There we go. Now we're talking.
It doesn't dodge. Roll damage. You
All right,
you
so
roll.
I roll
you roll
2d10.
Yeah,
Pick the highest.
yeah, and pick highest.
Fury. I guess I will pick the 5. So
5
with
plus.
plus
Strength
my
bonus.
strength bonus, sorry, is 4, so 9 points.
You got strike mighty blow.
I do. So that would be 10
Plus
points.
1. Yeah.
All right. 10 points total. Yes.
Yes.
You've opened a gash in this creature's bulk,
Whatever.
flesh, whatever it is. It gurgled horribly. It looked, said something like that, and it doesn't look like it's been affected at all. So who's next?
Francisco.
Okay. Who's next?
The monster.
Yeah.
Or the man in the room. It's back to the top.
No, the man in the room unfortunately is not yet out of it. But he'll be next turn. The monster sees a new threat in you, Otto. It moans, just bellows and roars all at the same time, ushering this horrible cacophony of sound from its 2 mostly human faces, like just composed into its horrible, disgusted body, and then unleashes the fury of its blows upon you. First, goes right towards your arm. I guess you want to dodge.
Yes.
Okay. Dodge.
Minus whatever. Nope. I do not dodge.
Luck.
Yeah, I'll use it. Might
Okay.
as well burn through it. What the hell? Oh, hey. Much better.
Yeah. So, the blow goes right towards your arm. It's 12 total.
Alright, let's see here. So I absorb 7, so 5 I'm on 0.
The razor sharp spikes open your arm in a horrible manner. The blood flows everywhere. You want to scream, but you can because you're mute. That said, make me 2 tests. First, minus 30% toughness.
Okay. Zoinks. Oh, what happened there?
What part of him did it hit? I didn't hear. Sorry.
My arm. Nope.
Luck.
Yeah, I'll use the last one.
Oh,
It didn't matter.
it's a botch actually.
Oh, great.
So in that case,
I mean, no, I didn't want to use my luck.
So in that case, you're paralyzed for 19 minutes total.
Jesus Christ.
And now roll me second minus 30% toughness test.
And you have syphilis.
You have the horrible breath from now on to the end of your life.
Oh, really? Oh.
Dog breath.
I was going to say, what else is new?
Do I have any Sigmar converts in the room?
Well, that's appropriate for the
You've
First
passed
of all,
for
you,
Furlock.
you've passed the second test, Sean.
No, because if it's minus 20 or 30,
Minus
I
30.
failed. Yeah, I failed it.
You
I
failed.
failed it
Okay,
by
so
21.
Okay. So I guess that's that. Okay. Yeah, what the hell? It declared it has. Okay.
I'll make a note of my terrible breath for life.
It's
Won't be much
another 12 damage to the arm.
Another 12 damage to the arm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, this thing is just pummeling you. Good news: the last 2 attacks will go towards Francisco.
Okay. Well, So that would be essentially. Let's see. Oh, I get armor and toughness bonus, so that would
Yeah.
be so that would be 5 points of
Under.
critical. 5 points of crit damage to my arm.
As a famous Polish rapper once said, you know what to do with it. So
Yeah.
I just want to ask you if you take the crit or you burn fate.
I'm gonna burn a fate point
Okay, so
because I feel like it's too early in this character's career to be incapacitated by wounds.
So this is your left arm. What this means is that this creature just pummeled you. It essentially, like, pushed you into the ground. The floorboards creaked, and you've been smashed into the ground. Your left arm took the brunt of damage, and so now you have, well, first of all, insanity point.
Okay.
Second of all, you have -1 armor on your left arm.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, sorry, you guys, I'm going to, like, the hit locations will go up, because
Up at the top.
I think they will get lost in the notes. So I'm, like, the handouts. So I'm getting them above GM notes, above journals, essentially, in the notes section. Right. I think it will be easier. Yeah. And okay, so the first attack just slaps you, and the last two attacks go towards Francisco. Wow, it managed to hit actually. The leg. 13 to your leg, Francisco.
All right. 13 minus.
Actually, sorry. Wait. Because I don't want to swindle you. Plus 10. It was 4th and 5th. No, you don't. It didn't manage to hit you.
Okay.
So the last attack. Yeah. Like it tried. It basically just like slid the tentacles all over you, ripped open your clothes a bit more with the protruding spikes, but that's it.
I think I saw this anime once.
It was a hentai actually. You liar. All right. After Otto, we have Wrenthar.
Otto's Francisco.
Oh.
Wrenthar went before Otto.
Oh, and Wrenthar, I think, has composed himself. Okay.
Right, that's what he spent his turn to. Yeah, now it's Francisco, and then back to the top.
We end for this day, but next time we have a new round where Wrenthar has composed himself. The man in the room has also composed himself, so there's still a chance for you to defeat this vile fiend. But for now, we end the game. For today's game, okay, let's start. We haven't had this in quite a while. For your characters, for the game itself, 60 points. For your characters, I guess 10 points each. For place of birth, Brian.
I said something about everybody swims in Nordland, or something.
Okay. Everybody swims in Nordland. Okay. Pretty nice. Cool. 5 points. Andrew.
Other than general dwarfishness, nothing that was particular to Kadrin. So.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you 5 points, although you probably didn't intend it for that. You said that maybe next time you see my dwarf with a red crest.
Yeah.
That was pretty nice. Francisco.
I mentioned about how the. I'm trying to think what it was. I mentioned something about you Northerners.
Yes, you did said something like that.
Quite frequently, you actually said stuff. Northerners.
You did were role playing an arrogant Estelian. So I'll give you 10 points for that, Jason.
Okay.
Sean, what about you? Winter Wolf?
Yeah.
5 for Jason.
10. Jason got 10.
10 for Jason. Yeah. I'm trying to think of. I mean, I made some mentions of Ulrich and stuff, but that's not really birthplace. The only thing I sort of made a reference to, I think, but it's in my backstory. I didn't really talk about it much. Was that I put it that he grew up in the Schadensumpf or near the Schadensumpf.
Okay.
So that's where he learned to swim, and I mentioned that when talking about crossing the river. But
okay,
that's
so 5 points for that. Nice. That was
Okay.
very nice. Yeah. Now religion. Now, Brian, you are generally very. I loved your Sigmarite today. I have one one thing that I want to. I'm not going to take points away from you because you generally played the Sigmarite very well. But I think that Sigmarite wouldn't let another man walk into a place of potential danger and then just hang outside, especially if said man was an Urican priest, your natural rival. I'm saying about the greenhouse.
Yeah, I didn't I didn't see it as he's going into a room because there was like no walls. Like I was going around the back to.
Yeah, you were walking around, sure, and you were ready to react, but even look at the map. This isn't a small room. There may have been all sorts of dangers inside, and not only did all of you guys, put a single man inside there, which was risky. Good thing that nothing happened, but like I said, it would be even. I mean, like I said, it's not even equipped for me. It would be even cool to roleplay this, Urican goes inside there alone. Ha! I'll show him how to do it. Stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I just didn't see Ulrich as. I didn't realize that's a rival of Sigmar. I mean, it's a lesser god, obviously, but
Ulricans and Sigmarites have very intense rivalry in the Empire. Like the whole enemy within campaign is based around this rivalry, but even later.
I would never curse Ulrich, though, right?
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't curse him, but you would
like Ulrich is still a god. Yeah.
You are still but you are you are a priest of a real god of a true god of the Empire. That's how Sigmarites view Sigmar, and there is a huge rivalry between them, even bigger than between Sigmar and Myrmidia, for example. So that's just something for you to think about and maybe use it during roleplay. That would probably be very interesting. Same to you, Sean. You can use it as well, right?
Well, I did kind of drop a couple comments. Maybe they weren't taken as in game about not a real god.
I know. That's why Brian and Sean gained 10 points. Now, Andrew, what about the gods in your case?
So at the rookery, I know I muttered some prayers to the dwarf gods, but
the
thing, the dwarf gods aren't worshipped the same way imperial gods are. They're more of so it's a lot harder, I think, to role play using them outside of just I
think they're more used in folk sayings and stuff. Than,
right. So it's, stuff like Grungy's beard and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
So not really a whole lot today.
Okay, I can give you 5 points for the for mentioning them. So next time, I don't know, maybe write down some sayings.
Yeah, I actually in the first two sessions I actually had a bunch and was doing that a lot, and but then this time it slipped. So.
Okay, sure. Jason, what about you?
My character I chose is it pronounced Manan?
Manan.
The Manan. Yeah.
He did make one reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as how he did not reach this river because it just is corrupt and calm and just not good.
I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. I didn't knew that you were worshipping Manan. In that case, 10 points, because that was a really cool, reference, Star sign, Brian.
The Lemner's line. That's actually what I was going for with, when Otto was smoking out the different smaller structures. I'd go around the back thinking that if there's something in there, it would just come out the other side. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I was trying to be like precision with that. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. In that, sure. In that case, okay. Well, that's a very good, explanation. 10 points, absolutely. Andrew, your star sign.
Wyman the anchorite, which is tolerant, patient, and methodical. I mean, nothing particularly. Definitely, I mean, he's a dwarf, so I don't know that he's ever going to be terribly tolerant. But patient, methodical. I mean, nothing was extra patient and methodical out of him today. I don't think. I mean, there weren't really a lot of opportunities to be patient and methodical.
Well, you are kind of methodical, but then again, the idea of checking the grounds one by one was really Otto's idea.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like we did do some things like going around and trying to come in the back quietly and stuff, but
Okay.
that's that was more out of Otto's idea than his. So.
Okay. Well, so in that case, maybe next time.
Yeah.
Sean.
Yeah, I am also Wyman the anchorite, and yeah, that's the example I was going to use.
Okay, so
that I was trying to go through.
In
and...
your case, I will give you 10 points because you
Okay.
you thought about this. You were like, let's check this. Let's first check the stables because if there would be guys there, let's not have them on our asses, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Very nice, very cool. Doom, Brian.
You forgot Jason.
Oh yeah, sorry, Jason. Oh my God. Sorry.
I do not have a star sign yet.
Okay.
I didn't get that far.
Okay. So right, in that case, Brian.
The twin-tailed comet soars as dust falls. I'm trying to be open and make it clear that I'm somewhat open to considering the kid is not a heretic without saying it out loud.
Yeah, I saw that today. Yeah, it was very nice. Yeah.
That might be my downfall, but
Okay.
I don't know.
So yeah, that was cool. 10 points. Andrew.
An ill reputation shalt an ill man or dwarf make. Couple of things. He wanted to pay the guys that rescued him, give him a few shillings for that, and then as well as that's actually why he went in with Otto into the keeper, the groundskeeper's house as well, so as not to be thought of as cowardly. I actually didn't go into the greenhouse because I was under the impression that it was less of a structure than I guess you were under the impression that it was, and didn't really feel like that needed to be gone into because it was, I just thought that was like some tent poles and that was about it left. So.
Okay. I mean, it's on the map really, but yeah, sure. Okay, I get it. 10 points
so those
for
two
you.
things.
Yeah, 10 points for you. Jason, your Doom.
I do not have that yet either.
Okay, Sean, your Doom.
The drummer beats out Diane. I said something about the drummer not beating out.
Yeah.
finishing
Well,
at the
I can
one-
give you 5 points for that. That was
Yeah, that's fine.
that was a nice little mention. Now racial stuff. Brian, sorry, not Brian. Andrew again gets 5 points for dwarf. Very nice. And you started notes today, right?
Yes.
Okay, so 2 more sessions. Very cool. Okay, guys. Next time I will upload. I will on the tactical map. I will upload 2 maps of the house with, without the legend. So that will be easier for you to navigate. And I'll probably also change this map for another one, same with the legend crossed, but it will be more tactical. It will be easier to read.
Okay.
Now my question is, when there were hornets, which one of you failed the test? The toughness tests, because I've asked you about.
We all failed the toughness test. Oh, you're right.
I passed the first toughness test. I don't recall if I passed another one after that. I may not have.
Okay, so I'm going.
I passed at least.
I'm going.
Yeah,
to,
I mean, we all took a bunch of wounds from the.
Okay, I'm going to check it later on the recording. I'm going to later. No, it's no big deal. Okay, so my sorry. My next question is: are we going for 8th of March, or are we going for something else like?
The 8th of March doesn't really work for me.
Okay, 15 maybe.
That should. Give me a second.
The wrong month. That's why. I was like, what? I may not be able to do the 15th because I think
No.
the middle of
Sorry.
a spring break road trip.
Okay.
But you know,
Hmm.
my
I'll have
character's
to-
unconscious.
I have to check my schedule, see where I'm at.
Do you just want to like put a poll up or something then, and see what day like.
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll have to do this that way.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if it would be on 22nd, but that's like 4 weeks
Right,
from
that's
now.
a whole month.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Paul to we. Unfortunately, if, you know, perhaps we'll play in a not complete squad, but let's try and make it with as many people as possible. So I'll create poll today.
Okay.
And you guys can like fill it. Right.
Yep.
So I guess I'll see you next
Notes are
time.
up, by the way.
Oh, okay. Cool. I guess I'll see you next time. Have a good one.
Yeah.
And as usual, write me if you need anything.
Will do.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks.
Later.
Good game, guys.
Later, guys.
All right, good game.